Yes, you beautiful souls. I'm here to complete you, Zoe. Now, the rest of you in Zanzibar, we're going to do that too this morning. It's a magic one. It's Wednesday. And good morning to you all. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a big breath. We're starting to embrace all the magic coming your way. Now, this morning, of course, we're always chatting to you on our social media channels to get the day kicked off. You can see the theme has a lot to do with kids this morning, and hula hooping is one of those things. But the theme is, what's the funniest thing your kid has cooked for you? Interesting question. I don't have kids, so I can't answer this question. But if I think back to one of the specialty meals that I can first remember, it's definitely noodles on toast. And that was a hot meal in my household. Everybody loved it. Or I think they were pretending to at least, but yeah, that's my story. You guys share yours with us on our social media channels, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're also live on YouTube for everybody else around the world. Good morning to you, and let's find out first out what's happening this morning in the news with Zoe.
Thank you, Raul. Starting with national news, Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs Minister Nkosana Dlamini-Zuma says she is bound by the Constitution and other legal statutes to timelessly proclaim the date of the local government elections. Dlamini-Zuma was briefing the media on developments with regards to the poll, which is scheduled for 27 October this year. She said her proclaiming the date of the election, which was gazetted yesterday, does not contradict the recommendations of the Moseneke inquiry that elections should be deferred to February next year, nor their acceptance by the Independent Electoral Commission. And staying with local news, additional trains and buses have been introduced between Paarl and Bellville as part of the contingency plans to assist commuters in the Western Cape. The warring taxi associates, Kata and Kodeta, had earlier signed a truce after renewed taxi violence. More than 80 people have died in taxi violence in the province since the beginning of the year. Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula says any further violence can result in all Kata and Kodeta taxi routes being closed and operating licenses suspended. Moving to news abroad, police in Malawi have arrested 2 people, including a special assistant to President Lazarus Chakwera, for bringing a bill to Parliament that would authorize government spending without following procedures. The bill, originating from State House, sought authorization to borrow $116 million for the construction of houses for the police, the army, and the Department of Immigration. A key aide to the president, Pastor Thom Martin, has also been accused of involvement. Police said charges of abuse of office and court appearances are soon to follow. And an Afghan general has warned that if the Taliban wins its battle against government forces, it will have devastating consequences for world security. General Sami Sadat is leading the fight against the Taliban in southern Helmand province, where his forces are trying to keep the Taliban out of the provincial capital, Lashkargah. Sadat said if the Taliban is successful, it would give hope to extremist groups to mobilize in cities in Europe and America and pose serious consequences for world security. And next, one of these will be crowned our next Miss South Africa in October. This year's top 10 Miss South Africa finalists have been announced. One will be crowned Miss SA in the Grand West Arena in Cape Town on 15 October. They are Bianca Besaidenout, Gotatso Ditebe, Tiffany Francis, Catherine Groenewald, Chanel Hartzenberg, Zimi Mabunzi, Moratwa Masima, Kaylan Matthews, Lalela Mswane, and Jeannie Mulder. 4 are from Gauteng, 3 from the Western Cape, 2 from the Eastern Cape, and 1 from KwaZulu-Natal. They include a medical doctor working on the COVID frontline, a commercial pilot, owner of a modeling agency, a swimwear company, and an online bakery, as well as a legal graduate and some students. The top 3 will go on to represent the country at the world's 3 most prestigious pageants. That's Miss Universe, Miss World, and Miss Supernational. The judges, all former Miss SA title holders, were Bokang Monchane Chabalala, Melinda Bam, Liesl Lowry, and Tamron Green. Well, we certainly can't wait for the crowning of our new Miss SA, but for now, let's take a first look at your sport with Graham.
Thanks so much. So let's focus on the Olympics this morning. And while maybe not getting the results we want, the South Africans still in the mix. South African Kyle Blignaut has progressed to the men's shot put final at the Tokyo Olympic Games. Shot putter, who is the 2018 World Junior Champion, finished 8th overall after a second round effort of 20.97 meters in his semi-final. The 12-man shot put final will take place on Friday. Then South African sprinting trio of Shaun Maswanganyi, Clarence Munyai and Anaso Jobodwana, they've failed to reach the men's 200-meter final at the Tokyo Games. Jobodwana, who was running in the first semi, finished 8th in a time of 20.88 seconds. Munyai in second semi-final, finishing 6th, clocking a time of 20.49 seconds. And then the 20-year-old Maswanganyi, who made it to both the 100 and 200-meter semi-finals, clocking 20.18 seconds, finishing 4th, oh so close in his semi. Then staying in the sprints, Jamaican Elaine Thompson-Herah bagged her second gold medal at the Tokyo Games after sprinting to victory in 21.53 seconds in the women's 200-meter final yesterday. The 29-year-old sealed the women's sprinting double-double, winning gold in both the 100 and 200-meter events. Namibian teenager Christine Mboma took silver in 81 seconds, while the USA's Gabby Thomas won bronze in 21.87 seconds in that 200-meter event. Then back to gymnastics. Simone Biles secured her 7th Olympic medal after winning bronze in the women's balance beam final yesterday. 24-year-old returned to action in Tokyo after withdrawing from 4 events at the Games to protect her mental health. Guan Chen and Tang Zhiying of China won gold and silver in the balance beam, respectively. Then outside of the Olympics, we turn to rugby now. Damian Dealandi will earn his 50th Test cap for the Springboks when he takes to the field in the Lions Series decider on Saturday. Bok head coach Jacques Ninaba, he's made 3 changes to his starting lineup. Kobus Reinach is set to replace the injured Faf de Klerk. Then Franco Mostert will move from lock to the side of the scrum as Luc de Jager has been promoted from the bench. These changes in last week's match made a big difference. British and Irish Lions head coach Warren Gatland, he's made 6 changes to his starting 15 that lost to South Africa last weekend. That match between the Boks and the Lions, the decider, will kick off at 6 p.m. at the Cape Town Stadium this coming Saturday. We'll touch on those headlines again in about an hour or so. Right now, let's get you set for the day ahead. Take a look at those temperatures and get a broader scope of the weather.
Thanks, G. And before we get into those temperatures, let's quickly look at some news around the country. While many of the major dams in the Western Cape are filled to capacity, large parts of neighbouring province, the Eastern Cape, are still in the grip of an unprecedented drought, and there appears to be no consensus on when it will end. The best case scenario is that it's the tail end of the 7-year drought cycle. Dam levels and water tables are so low that experts agree it will take a flood to help take the province out of a drought. The 2 hardest hit parts of the province, the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro and the Sarah Baartman district, as well as large parts of the Karoo, are all likely to benefit from the recent national declaration of drought disaster. These areas include some of SA's top agricultural centres, especially for citrus exports, but reality is that the combined dam levels of Nelson Mandela Bay at present are still hovering at around 10%, with the fullest dam being only 22%. And while we enjoy highlighting the beauty within our own South African borders, we also want to include our international viewers who tune in regularly on the Africa channel, which broadcasts in the USA, as well as viewers watching on our YouTube channel. Now, for your first city featured this morning, we head on over to Thermopolis, the largest town in Hot Springs County, Wyoming. The word Thermopolis is Greek for hot city. It is home to numerous natural hot springs in which mineral-laden waters are heated by geothermal processes. The town is named for the hot springs located there, and smoke from wildfires continues to be observed across portions of the northern and central Wyoming. The smoke is limiting visibility at times and creating poor air quality. Warnings surrounding air quality have been issued. That means elderly, young children, and people with respiratory problems are recommended to avoid outdoor activities and heavy exertion during this time. Now, our day couldn't start off on the right note if we didn't show you your fantastic sunrise photos that you've been sharing with us. So let's kick it off this morning. This one's from Gita Sam from Claremont in Cape Town, who shared this glowing yellow and orange sky that is filled with some silhouetted trees. And then next, we journey a little further up the coastline to the Eastern Cape. Jacqueline Kutzer shared this photo on behalf of her sister, who captured this stunning shot on the way to work from Riebeek East. What a spectacular view of all of the low-lying mist over the landscape. Thank you so much for those beautiful photos, and please continue to share your sunrise photos with us. You can do so on the Expresso Facebook page, because we love seeing where and how you start your day. So let's look at your temperatures. If you're in Polokwane, a low of 5 with a high of 21 can be expected. Mbombela 11, 29. Pretoria sunny, 7 is your low, 22 your high. Johannesburg 7 reaching a high of 20. Mahikeng 6, 24. Klerksdorp 4, 23. If you're in Kimberley, a low of 8, a high of 24 can be expected. Sunny in Bloemfontein with a high of 23. Richards Bay 14, 27. Pietermaritzburg 9:28. Durban 15 reaching a high of 25. Sunny conditions in Mthatha, a low of 5, a high of 28. East London 15, 23. Cradock 6 reaching a high of 27. Gqeberha 14 with a high of 19. A 40% chance of rain in George, a low of 12, a high of 17. Cape Town sunny reaching a high of 18. Worcester 6 with a high of 20. Sutherland starting off on a cool 0 with a high of 17 for today. And Uppington expect a sunny day ahead with a low of 10 and a high of 28 degrees Celsius. Well, that's where I leave your weather for now. Another update coming your way shortly after 7.
I'm starting to get used to that music. It starts to feel like bedtime for me. It's story time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just when I like a warm glass of milk.
Yeah, it's just time to cuddle up, you know what I mean?
Settle in.
And that's what we're doing, of course. It's the hashtag In Our Own Words initiative. It's the start of Cadbury's Dairy Milk journey to co-author, print, distribute, and inspire with storybooks in all 11 South African languages. Now, they're inviting you to help address the problem one word at a time. And this morning, we're doing exactly that.
It's a weird word this morning. I'm going to just put it out there. I challenge you to tie this one into a story that's got a positive tinge to it, because this is quite a scary thing for me. Okay, so we want you to join us this morning. Play your part in translating a new word to help co-author a children's library, an entire library full of African language storybooks. And our word for translation this morning is jellyfish.
Fish.
Jellyfish. Well, I suppose you've encountered jellyfish surely in the sea.
I do. Blue bottles, jellyfish, you name it, I see it in the ocean. But I was trying to think of like a cartoon that involves a jellyfish. Mike Wright, our social media guy, reminded me of SpongeBob SquarePants. He catches jellyfish instead of like butterflies. So that's like the only time I've actually seen it.
So maybe kids are like, finally jellyfish, man. So we're going to translate it into Ndebele, which has been our chosen language for the week. And jellyfish in Ndebele is...
Eat jellyfish. Yes. So I think we pronounced it correctly this time.
Don't laugh, man.
But I think it's really cool to know that this is something that everybody can say. And they know, if you didn't know that you were saying it correctly, now you do. Eat jellyfish. Something that you can utilize maybe in your own story and your own creation. And
what happened to you, dude? What happened?
Eat jellyfish.
Perfect. Absolutely love it.
Have fun with it, man. And of course, you guys can help us too and ensure that all children can enjoy enchanting African language tales in their own language, of course. Now, you can choose your language to start generously translating words from English into your mother tongue.
And what I love is that it's not just about translating it and it sits online. They're actually publishing these books. They're distributing these books, making sure that they get to children who have never had the opportunity to read books in their own language. And you can play your part by going to cadbury.co.za, or you can get online at Cadbury Dairy Milk SA on Facebook, at Cadbury_SA on Twitter and Instagram to start sharing your words. Maybe you want to translate jellyfish into another language for us. Excite us this morning, or maybe start the story with jellyfish. One day I encountered a jellyfish.
welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show with his and hers wearing matching little cardigans. Look at us. Well, we are about to get into something really adorable. Every Wednesday, we feature a specific short film from the animation school, and this one's no different because today it is all about a young female bird that arrives at a singles night soiree, and we soon see that all is not as it seems, as she is in fact a hadida in disguise who is not confident with her identity.
Yeah, so as the night eventually unfolds, courtesy or courting ensues as well, and she learns the value of being your authentic self in the heartwarming animated short film Hardy Dance, and this was created by third-year students from the animation school in 2018. So let's take a look. I mean, come on.
That's what the Adidas sound like.
So cute. I mean, navigating the world of dating when you are starting out is just so tricky. And as parents, all we want to do is protect our children, right, so?
That's right. So standing by with some advice on what to do when your teenager starts dating, we have registered counsellor Shanaz Moos in studio.
There are those topics that parents really don't look forward to discussing with their teenagers. One of them is undoubtedly dating. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's just me. How beneficial could it be to have that frank conversation with your teenager right now? Well, registered counsellor and friend of the show, Shanaz Moos, joins us on the couch to share her thoughts. I don't know if I'm ready for this conversation. I don't know. Look, I know my daughter's never going to date, so that's fine.
Heard that before.
So when my son starts dating, okay, then we've got to have that conversation. No, let's be honest here, because young people are going to make connections. They're going to fall in love. Are they ready to start dating? Is a teenager equipped emotionally, mentally, to start that phase of life?
Yeah, you know, there's so many thoughts on when are you ready to date. And for me, if you go into a teenager's room and you look at it, and then you wonder, this is your world?
Yeah.
Should you be bringing anyone else into this world through a date? But it's like, this is the progression of life. You're going to become interested. So whether you want to or not, this is the chemistry at work as well. So this is the phase you're going into. Most parents are in denial, though, that when that transition takes place, like, my child is now wanting to date. And that's when the questions and the conversation has to start.
And I suppose hopefully by then you have created enough of an open platform for discussion, so this just becomes another thing that you table in that safe place where you can talk about these things. What challenges should then a parent expect when your child does start dating?
Yeah, I think the dating world has changed drastically from, I don't know if you've seen these old memes with someone on the phone, and if you want to like block someone, you take your phone off the hook and whatever.
Yeah.
So that's my timeline of dating, or, you know, or whatever it is. But today it's instantaneous, and the social media and cell phones and technology have changed the dating world. For teenagers, it is nothing like we could even fathom. So we first need to get clued up onto how do kids date today before having that conversation, you know?
So we know the mode of it. What do we then, because most of us have our own checkered past when it comes to dating, and our own hang-ups and our own baggage and our own broken hearts and successes and failures. How then do we prepare our children for that world of dating? What do we say to them to prepare them to enter into that often tumultuous space of dating? Because it's heavy on the emotions.
Yeah, so often parents have this whole false scenario where they never dated anyone and they just got married and they had you.
Yeah.
You know, that's the end. But I think that when you share of yourself, so I've always been sharing my kids, part of my childhood, my teens, how I met their dad. No, not like the series, like actually how I met your dad. And their dad tells one version and I tell another. So there's just two versions, and somewhere in the middle sits the truth. So always sharing, and who my first crush was. I obviously talk more to my daughter than I do with my sons, because I think emotionally, man, no insult to all the men here or whoever, the viewers, but we invest more as women when we get a crush on somebody. We're like all in, we're signing the signature, you know, we're picturing now there's apps, how will our babies look, and we're like all, I don't think guys do any of that.
Yeah, well, I think you hit that point a little bit earlier, but I remember, I went through some intense crushes, especially with older girls. And I think that's often the case, and maybe this is definitely more of a dynamic with girls, certainly in a high school framework, that they will possibly be dating a much older guy. How do you feel about it, and how should we be approaching your, say, junior in high school, your daughter dating a senior high school student?
Okay,
we just say, no, no.
You know what? Again, sure, this seems like man bashing, but the girls tend to mature earlier. So a 16-year-old cannot often date a 16-year-old because he's like 12, you know, emotionally. So she's often got to go a little higher to find an emotional match as close as possible. But the danger is a 12-year-old and an 18-year-old, like...
Yeah.
So you have to sit down with your teenager, with your tween, actually, and talk about those kinds of things. And just like you said, Graham, my husband said to my daughter, we only got one daughter, you will never date. And when she was 8, Daddy, when can I have a boyfriend? And he kept on saying, when you are 21. Every time she asked, he upped the age. We were on 40 the last time.
Fair game,
so
yeah.
I was very surprised when the moment arrived and we had to have this conversation. And we spoke about it, and he was like, okay, maybe let him come. And she was... Yeah. So that conversation, it starts and it moves.
So
like
it actually
as you
almost
go.
needs to start before the teenage years, just so that you are comfortable. But I'm a firm believer in something that you've established with me ages ago, is that the conversation, the medium of conversation needs to be there long before you broach these heavy subjects, so that you're comfortable to talk. I suppose ultimately we just want to make sure that our little ones, our boys, our girls, are with people who are going to respect them and look after them, and that they do get to experience the best of life, which, let's be honest, is love. We're going to be chatting a little bit more about the dating game when it comes to our teens with Shanaz. Don't move a muscle.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we continue our discussion around dating and our teenagers. Earlier in the show, registered counsellor Shanaz Moose shared her thoughts on why it's important for parents to talk to their high school children about dating, and possibly as they enter into that phase of life as tweens. And we're continuing the conversation with Shanaz Moose right now. I suppose maybe the most important question most parents are asking: at what age should we be comfortable, or maybe we'll never be comfortable with it, but should we allow our children to start dating? Is there a rule?
You know, I think a lot is depending on the parents and their situation and that conversation they have. But as early as 12 and 13, kids want to be hanging out together. So like we were saying earlier on, the group. So when they hang out in a group, they may have a crush on one of the friends in the group or whatever. So it's a form, like a form of dating, or chaperoning them as parents. So like you decide what age you're comfortable doing that and what you actually are comfortable with doing, not in isolation, but with consultation.
Is there a way to gauge the emotional maturity to what kind of conversation should you be having to say, okay, he's ready, she's ready?
So obviously a little bit about the body and the changes and hormones and sexual urges and all of those things, because it's like it feels nice to kiss a boy, or it feels nice to kiss a girl, right? But there's stuff that happens inside your body when you do that. The child doesn't know that. Neither will they, talking to similar aged peers, get the right information. So it's a little bit about, biology stuff and emotionally. I don't think you can at 12 years old enter like a serious relationship. Not really.
Emotionally, physically, mentally. This is stressing me out, this conversation, girl. Now we've gone from talking about dating to having the birds and the bees discussion. You're laying a lot on me, Shanaz. You're laying a lot on me. But we've got to be able to have these conversations with our kids. So maybe the rules can help us in that sense, create a safe space. You mentioned chaperoning. What other, is it right to say you can see each other once a week? You're allowed to look at each other but not hold hands. So where do we draw the line?
So that's the consultation discussion you're having. Like your boyfriend or girlfriend can come over to the house. We'd like to meet them, tell us a bit about their family so you know where the person's coming from.
Vet them.
My daughter says that's old school when we used to say things like that. But and then that's important to know where your child is going and who your child's spending time with. And also to have conversations about social media. What will they post? What will they share with their said boyfriend or girlfriend? That once you put stuff out there, it doesn't disappear when you delete it. So that's the new age thing that we didn't have with our landlines, the kind of content
that's been cached,
that teenage couples will share.
What if you don't like them?
Oh, been there, did that.
Are you allowed to say no, or do you just have to say
You know what? Sometimes hard lessons need to be learned by the child. As long as you don't feel that this person is manipulating or harming your child in any way, there's a lesson in it. This relationship's meant to teach them something.
Okay.
We always want to protect our kids, and their self-worth is often tied to relationships. So some lessons we cannot protect them from. But when we have a sense someone isn't a good person, or we know of a situation, then we obviously have to intervene.
Because you have a lifetime of experience to lean on when it comes to that.
Not because his pants is hanging here, or he doesn't shave, or
you can't
he's
relate,
always in a beanie, whatever. You can't, get upset for that.
Parents, don't judge a book by a cover. Kids, just give your parents a little bit of breathing room here. Remember that you are, without a doubt, the one thing that is probably the most important element of their life. That is why they care so much, why you are dating, who you are dating, and why it can be such a difficult conversation to start. But I really do suggest that kids and parents, you have that conversation now. Shanaz, thank you so much.
Yeah.
You've terrified me with this chat, but I feel like I've got a few more tools in my kit to approach the dating game when my little ones are ready for that. But right now we're going to have a little bit of fun. It's time for a birthday bash, and the Crazy Store birthday bash is happening right now, and we thought we'd celebrate that with a birthday bash toy storage box challenge.
Whoever you are, whatever you need, you'll find great value for the whole family at the Crazy Store. So duck into a store near you and be surprised.
As a parent, I can speak with some authority. Kids seem to accumulate a lot of very different stuff, from blocks to teddy bears to doll collections, lots of little cars. But fear not, parents, because it can all be stored now neatly in one place with a simple solution, a toy storage box. They will change your life. And the Crazy Store has a wide selection to suit every need and every toy collection. So we're going to show you how they can help you tidy up your space a little bit easier and a lot faster, and with a lot of fun with our toy storage box challenge that'll have your kids packing away their toys joyously without you even having to ask them to do it. And we're going to put two big kids through their paces and bring a little bit of fun back to the chores. Jamie, Tubbs, are you ready?
We are
ready for the most.
I feel like Luca trained me for this.
Yeah,
you've got an advantage.
She might have a slightly a slight advantage in this, okay? But this is a chance for you to be OCD, okay? And to have a little bit of fun. We're going to have a little bit of a treasure hunt here. So you've got only 2 minutes on the clock, which is going to go very quickly to find as many toys as you can that'll be hidden all around our studio. And then you've got to get them back neatly into your toy storage storage box. The person who gets the most toys in the quickest amount of time wins. Simple?
Yeah.
Hey, quietly
Straightforward.
confident?
Yeah.
To be fair, I won the last challenge, I'm just saying.
Ooh,
That is
going,
Bring your A game.
going for
Don't
back-to-back
revel on
victories.
past victories, please.
All right, it's going to be tough. We've hidden them in some interesting places, so I wish you all the best of luck. The boxes stay here. You move. Once you found a toy, bring it back, pack it, and let the search continue. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Timekeeper, can we go in 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Your 2 minutes starts now. And the search.
Aye, man.
Oh, Jamie is flying. How did you? Oh, she's got an awesome racing car, speed racer car number 1, a skipping rope. We've got a little pram. Oh, cute.
I'm not sure if this
That's
is
a
it,
very
but I'm
cute
taking
little
it as
pram. We've got
well.
another skipping rope. I like the look of these skipping ropes. Great way to kind of activate the kids. Oh, we've got another. Oh, this is nice. My little one would love this. A little building set with some blocks you can hammer. Oh, a shooter and a target. I like this one. He's got all the fitness training going. He's got 2 skipping ropes in there. Now it's getting a little bit dark and intense. Okay, we've got, I don't know what you're going to do with 2 prams, dude, but it's going to be very cute seeing you and the little one going. Oh, a kitchen and tea set. Very sweet. My little Bubba would love that. She loves a little bit of tea. I see we've got some gloves in there as well. Oh, I think we've almost got a winner here. Another racing car. My boy is going to love that one. Now it's getting heated. This is when we enter the trenches, you guys. Have 1 minute left. Okay, please, guys, keep it clean. It's a family show. It's a family show. Oh, look at that. He's gloating because he found a little baby doll.
Almost made it here without
Oh,
the
the
head.
cute little teddy bear and the baby's smiling. You've got so many beautiful, functional and educational toys. A rolling ball tower. Perfect for the toddlers. Using every tool that she's got. Her head, you've got 1, 2, thrice the baby power going in there. I think you're out of breath and I think you're almost out of space and almost out of time. I don't know if another additional fun box was going to do it.
Well,
You've got a pram, you've got another baby. How's our time going here? Wow. Well, start filling your other box then if you're going to. You've got 20 seconds left to seal the deal. Hey, Resource just throwing stuff around.
You took mine.
And in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is out. Oh, my word. You guys are cutthroat. What kind of example are you setting for your little children?
Wow.
Goodness gracious.
Wow.
Can you even see me?
Wow.
I can't see you from behind the tower of educational toys that you've got. You've got a great cross section.
Yes.
I think you're going to look especially cute with the little pram.
Yes.
Because you and the little one can push the prams together. You've got matching prams.
I'll just do it with car wasting.
Oh, you'd love that. You'd love that. The little baby toys. You've both done exceptionally well. You're both out of breath.
Yes, we are.
How difficult was the challenge?
That was hectic. But this one,
I think just
where are you? I want to see you. I want to see you.
Okay.
You cheat.
No. You steal.
You stole it out of
Listen,
my
I didn't say what techniques you could use. I said you've just got to get the most, okay?
All right.
You both had 1 box to fill. You filled it.
Well,
then
I
you
filled-
found yourself another box, and you filled it, which means in our great game of life, okay? Because I know you guys are competing on a whole different level here.
Yeah.
Jamie had bragging rights from the first challenge. She won that. But the second challenge goes to Uncle Tuffy.
Come on.
Well done,
Yes.
buddy. You
That's
found
how
the
not
most,
to
eh?
play the game.
I'm going to be...
The best part about this game is inevitably there's going to be a toy still hidden somewhere. Somehow we're going to be finding toys
what is it?
in our studio. Really cool, really fun. And as you can see, these little guys can house a lot. So congratulations, well done. I wish I could say you get to keep them, but I'm going to take them all. And of course, the Crazy Store's toy storage boxes are available in 12.25 and 50-litre sizes. As I said, you can get a lot in there. They'll blend seamlessly into your children's bedroom or their playroom, making it easy for kids to know where all of their toys are and where they can find them again. Especially if you're a little bit OCD, these will change your life. So duck into your nearest Crazy Store today where you can find all of these amazing products and more for their big 24th birthday bash celebration. There are some silly, crazy offers. And of course, we're going to always spice it up a little bit. bit more, you stand the chance of winning a 500 Rand voucher. All you have to do is reply to the competition post on Expresso's social media pages and tell us what 3 toys you'd select from the Crazy Store to fill up your toy storage box with. And remember, as always, include that hashtag, the Crazy Store birthday, for this one. And the competition closes on Friday. That's the 6th of August at midnight. You can find all the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com. A resounding round of applause for our packing champion.
Thank you.
Well done, guys.
Thank you.
Very, very
Thank you. Thank you.
You did get some cool stuff, dude.
I did indeed.
Whoever you are, whatever you need, you'll find great value for the whole family at the Crazy Store. So duck into a store near you and be surprised.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And as you can see, I'm enjoying this hula hoop because hula hooping, it is a great way to keep the kids fit, active, and also it is super inexpensive and it is an easy thing to use, and most of all, it is a lot of fun. Now, some of the benefits include, improved coordination, endurance. It also builds confidence, and with kids mastering a new physical activity, this one is definitely the one to look at. Now, this morning we are joined by kinderkineticist Amelia Adonis. She is here to join us and show us really the importance of focusing on the development of children from a movement perspective. And also joining us is Amahle, who's going to be our little kitty joining us today. Amelia, so good to have you back.
Thank you so much.
I am loving the hula hoop. During the ad break, I think that's why I'm slightly out of breath. I never knew a hula hoop. I forgot actually how fun a hula hoop can be.
Exactly, and like you said, it's also very cost efficient, so...
Yes. So you've got a little obstacle course here, which you've built from hula hoops and a rope ladder. So talk us through some of the activities you would do with kids.
Okay, so for today, Amahle is my my little person today. So what we're going to do is show her, and then we can go after that.
Okay.
So firstly, just to warm up the muscles to get the brain going and starting, we're going to go all the way in, all the way out, 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 and you're going to do that all the way up until the end and run back as fast as possible.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Are you ready for that, Amashle?
Okay. On your marks, get set, go.
There we go.
Here we go.
Quick feet.
Wow, well done.
There we go. Well done.
Okay, and the next activity, I can do a little stretch. So I'm going to give you one as well, so you can join in. So this is for the parents as well. So we call it the seating move. So you're going to go all the way forward, and you're going to go up, and feel the stretch in the back, and to the right.
There we go.
Go. Can you feel the stretch? And all the way to the other side,
Oh, a good stretch.
and forward.
This is a big steering wheel. It's actually like a ship. Steering a ship.
And all the way up. Okay, so now we're going to go all the way in. Let's see if we can hula.
Let's see if we can hula. So the secret is the bigger the hoop, the better and the easier.
Yes.
Because I tried with those 2 small ones and I was unsuccessful.
It's not working.
No.
Okay, I'm going to get first. Okay,
Do you have enough
let's go on your marks.
space?
Just
Let's
warm
see who
up.
can go the longest.
Okay, let's go all the way. So this helps also with body awareness to stay with your body even space. All the way. Woo! Here we go.
Go for it. You like the young
Okay, you
one.
can do this. There we go.
There we go. It's all in the hips.
All in the hips. Okay, then after that we're all gonna lay down, or me and Amashi will lay down. And we call this the V sit up. We go all the way down. Okay, and lift the hula hoop up, laying down, legs up, and touch it with your hula hoop.
Your
And all
toes.
the way down, your toes is touching your hula hoop, and up.
What a fun activity
And
to
down.
really get the core
the way
muscles
up.
nice and strong.
And down, and up. And the last one, and up.
I can imagine as a grown-up, you're having so much fun doing that activity, you don't actually realize that is another form of doing abs.
And the next one, we can put our hula hoops down. So now she needs to listen to what I'm telling her. Okay, so I'm gonna say either left or right, and she needs to go to the direction that I'm going.
Okay, so you can pop your
Down.
hula hoop on the floor. There we go.
So we're gonna go forward and in your hula hoop, and back, and forward, and forward.
Oh, you didn't listen, that's what.
Back, and back again. Okay, so now we're gonna go with one leg. Okay, so we're gonna go in, and forward, back, to the side.
Oopsie,
Careful.
oopsie, there we go.
Careful and up.
So be careful at home, the hula hoops
Yes.
are safe. Are you okay, Amashle?
Fine. High
You
five.
good to continue?
Here we go.
There we go.
Okay, so the next one, do hula up again, and we're gonna do a twist again. And go.
Okay, let's see if we can do this. There we go.
And twist. Oh, well done. Let's go again.
I wonder if imagine there was an Olympic sport for hula hooping. Like, I'm pretty sure that could be a thing.
Definitely.
Well, there we go. This
Yeah.
is so fun.
Okay, so now we're gonna put the hula hoop down. And in the changing routines, she can do a push-up. Let's see if she can do a push-up without obviously touching the hoop. Okay, so we're
Okay,
gonna go
so
down.
let's see how you guys can do that.
Okay, so we can do the curly push-ups. With
Put your knees on the
knees
floor.
on the floor.
A
Legs
modified
crossed.
version.
A modified version. Let's cross our legs. Bring the hula hoop forward. Start touching. Feet hands in.
Put your hands inside the hula hoop.
Go.
There
And
we
we're gonna
go.
go down. And 1. And up. And 2.
Okay, well, while the ladies are doing some push-ups, it's amazing having
And up.
Amelia here. Or should I say Auntie Amelia? And Amashle, thank you so much for joining us and showing us some
down.
fun activities
And
to
up.
do with the family. And hula hooping is the way to go. There we go. I'm actually quite surprised I'm still going.
Let's go.
Much fun. Having a bit of FOMO, but from fun fitness to fun in the kitchen, this next recipe is going to be something you and the entire family are going to absolutely love.
Clover cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares, adding joy and stretching our imagination. Elite quality, elite taste, elite texture.
Made with love by Clover.
Yeah, the fun is carrying on in the kitchen, and if you're keeping up with the latest trends, then you'll know that pasta chips, yes, you heard correctly, it's doing its rounds, and I've never actually tried it before, and it does sound quite odd, but it's apparently the best thing since sliced not bread, potatoes. And it's got all the elite taste, the elite texture, and elite quality that you're hoping for. And that's thanks to Clover cheese. And here to show us how is Teresa. Eliette, how are you doing this morning?
Good, how are you?
Lekker, I'm so excited. Anything with cheese is going to be good,
I'm
of
there.
course. But this is crazy. I've never heard or seen this concept. Clearly, I'm not in the loop when it comes to what's trending. So educate me.
Okay, so this is great because it's just standard ingredients you have in your pantry and very easy to do.
Is this all we're using?
This is it.
Okay, cool.
So easy.
I can vibe with this. This can work.
Totally. So what we've done is we've cooked some pasta, and you'll never hear me say this because you know with pasta we always talk about al dente, not overcooking, but this time round you want to cook your pasta until it's soft.
Okay.
So that's
is that like
important.
overcooking it?
So normally, you wouldn't want your pasta soft and mushy, but in this case, if you cook it to al dente, it's going to be chewy when you bake it.
So that's quite cool because if you ever mess up your pasta next time,
turn it into chips.
Here's a great option.
Yes.
You can turn it into chips. Okay, so a lot of us in the kitchen make mistakes. Don't worry, it's no longer a mistake. It's part of the
sort
process.
it out.
So what's next?
So you can use any kind of pasta you want, and what we're going to do is once it's cooked, we're going to toss it in some olive oil. And then we're going to add some mixed dried herbs, some garlic powder. I don't know if you've ever used garlic powder before.
No, that's quite cool. That's
adds
quite
beautiful flavour.
Quite a nifty little trick, actually.
It's great, yeah. Garlic powder and onion powder. It's like your secret weapon in the kitchen.
Ooh, I need to get those weapons.
So toss that together. And then we're going to be using 2 cheeses. So we're using
What's
the
the
Clover
reason for that?
Tassas. Well, they both bring something different to this dish. So the Tassas is very meltable, which we love. It gives that sort of gooey cheesiness.
Ooh, okay, yes.
And then we're also going to be adding some cheddar, which gives us that nice sharp flavour.
Oh, so you're kind of going with the best of both here. You've got that good long malt. I always picture those cartoons when you're sharing pasta and then that cheese just kind of, or the pasta thread. So maybe that's exactly what the Tassa can do here, which it's got that extra malt.
Fabulous. You can see there already it's melting into the pasta, and you're just going to toss that together.
Okay.
And then you've got 2 options in terms of cooking. So you can either do it in your air fryer.
Yeah.
So can I pass that to you?
Sweet, Joe. Bring it over this way. You can just slide it on the table.
There we go.
Popping this in the air fryer, right?
Pop it in the air
cool.
fryer,
Maybe you
200
can help me
degrees.
with this, actually, because I will open up the oven.
Tip it in
I love these air fryers. It's so much easier than like an oven or anything else. But if you don't have one, it doesn't matter. Obviously, you can still do this in the oven.
You can use the oven, yeah. 200 degrees, and you're going to bake them for about 25 minutes. You're looking for them to be golden and crispy.
25 minutes, that's it. Just as simple as that.
Easy
Guys, Expresso.com for this recipe. It's all the inspiration you need. It's something simple. We're turning what we would call a mistake in the kitchen into something like chips, and this is absolutely perfect. But
shall we quickly do our sauce?
Here, right?
No,
We've got a sauce to come with it. I think I can handle this task.
Awesome.
So I've got some of my favorites, a little tanginess coming and creaminess coming from the mayo.
Yeah.
So I'm chucking in some mayo over here. Let me just pop that in.
So you could do this while they were cooking.
Yeah.
Just quickly whip up your sauce.
Kind of save some time before,
Yes.
not al dente, right?
Not all done. Soft.
And then I've got some tomato sauce, and I know a lot of people, and I know Chef Clem's here as well. So just to get that little bit of tang, we've got some hot sauce as well.
Love it, love
and,
it.
And mixing that together.
Put it
I know
all
people
together.
are very specific with ratios. I mean, I've got like more or less a cup, a tablespoon of tomato sauce, but it doesn't really matter with this.
You could play around, taste it, adjust it, make it your own.
Whatever you love, whatever you like. Maybe even throw some garlic into this. I don't know, whatever your flavor is. But if you've noticed, that didn't even take a minute, and voila, it's done.
Awesome.
So we've got the sauce.
Yes.
After the chips come out of the oven, they're nice and crispy, and then into the future, and we've got something like that. So
shall we take some of that sauce
let's
over?
take this
You're going to try it.
fresh dip.
It looks so crunchy. Looks
Would you like to do
fantastic.
the honors, or should I?
You can go for it.
I was going to say the gentleman,
later.
but that doesn't really work. Let me try this out.
Going to hear that crunch.
Got the crunch. Getting the sharpness from the cheddar. And the malt is just perfect from the Tassa cheese.
Brilliant.
Teresa, we've done well. These are the new chips that I'm going to be absolutely loving. I wish I could just bulk this all into a packet, but get the recipe on Expresso.com, and you saw it here first. Pasta chips.
with Love by Clover. Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, beautiful souls. Middle of the week, and we're still having so much fun with the show this morning. And speaking of fun, we've got something special to talk about this morning when it comes to kids and making food for their parents. G, you got two kids, and
they're not quite at the age to kind of fully make me things, so we'll often bake stuff together with them, and then the madness and the mayhem kind of happens in the kitchen. But it is a lot of fun. I just remember all the things that I used to make my poor mom for like Mother's Day, and I'd like decorate the plate with like branches from outside, and there'd literally still be like aphids and ants on the thing, and she would man up and she would do it. She was an absolute champion. But I have a feeling we're gonna get some funny ones from you guys this morning. So let's see what you had to say. Benzel saying good morning. Polary mix eggs and lots of spice plus lots of salt. I wanted to vomit. But you gotta eat it. You gotta eat it.
I love that. And then Colleen Kinshele says, good morning, family. My kids never cooked for me, but when I was younger, I tried cooking jungle oats for my granny. And boy, oh boy, it was still raw, and she almost threw it at me. I remember it like it was yesterday.
What we inflict on our poor parents and grandparents. Then Snacks Madola saying, oh, guys, mine are still too young, but for sure, their youngest did cook me soil the other day. You
a vegan diet, I think that is.
Yeah, exactly. Back to, it's whole food, back to natural, man. We'll keep those comments coming. Make us laugh this morning. What is the funniest thing that your kids have ever cooked to you? Time now to delve back into those news and sporting headlines. Zoe is standing by.
Thank you, gentlemen. Starting with national headlines, US companies are now looking to hire long-distance drivers from South Africa to help with a shortage in their haulage industry. As the South Africans speak English, it's thought they would have an easier time obtaining licenses. The US has a shortage of lorry drivers for some time, with the COVID pandemic causing even worse problems as many people seek to online shopping. South Africans are at least trained and experienced, but they'll just have to relearn and remember to drive on the right side of the road. And then staying with local news, Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs Minister Nkosana Dlamini-Zuma says she is bound by the Constitution and other legal statutes to timelessly proclaim the date of the local government elections. Dlamini-Zuma was briefing the media on developments with regards to the poll, which is scheduled for 27 October this year. She said her proclaiming the date of the election, which was gazetted yesterday, does not contradict the recommendations of the Moseneke inquiry that elections should be deferred to February next year, nor their acceptance by the Independent Electoral Commission. And authorities in the Chinese city of Wuhan will begin testing the city's entire population of about 12 million people for the coronavirus after a number of new infections were reported. These are the first new local infections in more than a year. The first cases of COVID-19 were reported in 2019 in Wuhan. China is currently experiencing its worst outbreak of the virus in months, with 414 cases reported about 2 weeks ago. 15 provinces are currently affected, and authorities attribute the spread of the virus to the highly contagious Delta variant. And police in Malawi have arrested 2 people, including a special assistant to President Lazarus Chakwera, for bringing a bill to Parliament that would authorize government spending without following procedures. The bill, originating from State House, sought authorization to borrow $116 million for the construction of houses for the police, the army, and the Department of Immigration. A key aide to the president, Pastor Tom Martin, has also been accused of involvement. Police said charges of abuse of office and court appearances are soon to follow. And next, medal winners Flowers pay tribute to the 2011 disaster. The bouquet of flowers athletes receive at Tokyo 2020 bears special significance. The ceremonial blooms were mainly grown in 3 districts devastated by a 2011 earthquake and tsunami and the subsequent meltdown of 3 reactors at the Fukushima nuclear plant. Almost 20,000 people lost their lives in the catastrophe that hit the prefectures of Iwate, Fukushima, and Miyagi. And the bouquets of yellow, green, and blue flowers being presented to the medalists were grown almost entirely in these 3 districts. Bright yellow sunflowers, which dominate the bouquet, were grown in Miyagi, having been planted by parents whose children died in the disaster. Delicate white and purple eusthymus and Solomon seals were grown in Fukushima. The gentians, a small bright blue flower, are grown in Iwate, devastated by giant waves in 2011. To complete the bouquet, there are strong green aspidetras grown in Tokyo that represents the host city. Well, on that note, that's where I leave your morning headlines. Here's another look at your sport with Graham.
Wow, after taking on board the emotional significance of what it means to have the Games in Tokyo, let's continue with news coming out of the Games. South African Kyle Blichnout, he's progressed to the men's shot put final at the Tokyo Olympic Games. The shot putter, who is the 2018 World Junior Champion, finished 8th overall after a second-round effort of 20.97 meters in his semi-final. The 12-man shot put final will take place on Friday. Then South African sprinting trio of Sean Maswanganyi, Clarence Munyai and Anaso Jobodwana, they've failed to reach the men's 200-meter finals at the Tokyo Games, but put in strong performances. Jobodwana, who was running in the first semi, finished 8th in a time of 20.88 seconds. Munyai in the second semi clocked a position of 6th in a time of 20.49 seconds. And the 20-year-old Maswanganyi, who made it to both the 100 and 200-meter semi-finals, clocked 20.18 seconds, finishing just outside the places 4th in his semi. Then in a very strong sprinting field on the women's draw, Jamaican Elaine Thompson-Herah has bagged her 2nd gold medal at the Tokyo Games after sprinting to victory in 21.53 seconds in the women's 200-meter final yesterday. The 29-year-old sealed the women's sprinting double-double, winning gold in both the 100 and 200-meter events. Namibian teenager Christine Mboma took silver in 21.81 seconds, while the USA's Gabby Thomas, she won bronze in 21.87 seconds in that 200-meter event. Then back into the gymnastics, Simone Biles secured her 7th Olympic medal after winning bronze in the women's balance beam final yesterday. The 24-year-old returned to action in Tokyo after withdrawing from 4 events initially at the Games to protect her mental health. Guan Chen and Tang Zhiying of China won gold and silver in the balance beam, respectively. Then back to Test rugby. It's all going down this weekend. Damian de Allende will earn his 5th 50th Test cap for the Springboks when he takes to the field in the Lions Series decider on Saturday. Bok head coach Jacques Nienaber made 3 changes to his starting lineup. Kobus Reinach is set to replace the injured Faf de Klerk. Then in a move that did show promise last weekend, Franco Mostert will move from lock to the side of the scrum as Lut de Jager has been promoted off the bench. The British and Irish Lions head coach Warren Gatland, he's made 6 changes to his starting 15 that lost to South Africa last weekend. That match between the Boks and the Lions, the decider, will kick off at 6 p.m. at the Cape Town Stadium on Saturday evening. That's where we leave our sporting headlines for this hour. Let's get another broader scope of our global weather and some of the temperatures here in SA.
Thank you, Graham. And a quick update. The World Health Organization says more than 2 billion people only have access to water contaminated with feces. It estimates around 500,000 people a year die as a result. But when it comes to finding clean water, there is a resource in our oceans, icebergs, that contain some of the world's purest water. Harvesting them for profit first began in Canada, where it has become big business. Now the practice has reached other parts of the world too. The United Arab Emirates, where climate change brings with it rising temperatures to what is already one of the hottest places on the planet, has now launched an iceberg project. It will start by taking smaller icebergs to Perth in Western Australia or Cape Town to harvest the water. The idea is to eventually move icebergs to Abu Dhabi to do the harvesting in-house. And while we enjoy experiencing a sunrise from your parts of South Africa, we do have some international viewers tuning in on the YouTube channel and the Africa channel in the US. So this morning we report on the weather for the city of Eureka Springs. Streets are lined with Victorian homes hugging cliff sides, and the entire downtown area is on the National Register of the Historic Places. The town is secluded and peaceful with winding mountainside streets. A not-to-be-missed sight is the Thorn Crown Chapel nestled in the woods 3 miles northwest of downtown. Thorn Crown Chapel is a true architectural marvel. Much like our 6 a.m. update of the town of Thermopolis, the town of Eureka Springs is also experiencing wildfires where smoke warnings have been issued to residents. Conditions will be smoky and hazy today with a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius. And when it comes to sunrise submissions for this morning, we have some more stunning pictures that we'd love to share with you. Madi Samudin from Parlemun Bay shared this absolutely breathtaking photo that was taken of the sun rising over the ocean and showing off a burnt orange skyline. Miranda Bloch from Plettenberg Bay started her morning yesterday with this fantastic view overlooking the ocean and showing off the waves breaking against the rocks. Thank you so much for sharing those images with us. And if you would love to share your beautiful sunrise photo with us, please head on over to the Expresso Facebook page and don't forget to include your location so that we can give you a quick weather update. Now let's look at those temperatures. If you're in Polokwane, a sunny day ahead with a low of 5, a high of 21. Mbombela 11, 29. Pretoria 7, reaching a high of 22. Johannesburg 7 with a high of 20. Sunny conditions in Mahikeng 6, 24. Klerksdorp 4, reaching a high of 23. If you're in Kimberley, your low is 8, your high 24. Bloemfontein reaching a high of 23 today. Richards Bay 14, 27. Sunny in Pietermaritzburg with a low of 9, a high of 28. Durban 15, 25. Mthatha 5, reaching a high of 28. Sunny in East London, 15-23. Cradock 6, reaching a high of 27. Gqeberha 14, reaching a high of 19. Some rain can be expected in George today with a high of 17. Cape Town, your high for today is 18. Some partly cloudy conditions in Worcester, a low of 6, a high of 20. Sutherland, your high for today is 17. And Uppington, expect a low of 10 and a high of 28 degrees Celsius. Well, that's where I leave your weather for now. A final update coming away shortly after 8.
Did you know that 90% of a child's brain development happens during the first 5 years of their life? This is massive. You need to take this on board. This is a critical period. Not only does it lay the foundation on which all later learning, behavior and health depends, but it also determines the trajectory of a child's life.
And joining us this morning is brand manager of Purity Baby, Tamsin Hendricks, who will be talking to us about Purity's partnership with Cotlands and how we can do our bit to support. A very good morning to you, Tamsin. How are you doing?
Good morning. Thanks. I'm good. And you?
We're good.
We are very good. All the better for connecting with you this morning about this. So I'm going to ask first up, what was the inspiration behind your partnership with Cotlands, and why is this so close to your heart?
So at Purity, we want to partner with parents and little ones along their journey so that your little ones can reach their full potential. And during our consumer research, we found that the lack of resources, infrastructure, and information are huge barriers that affect the health, growth, and well-being of babies and toddlers. So that's why we have chosen to support Cotlands with the resources that they need to help little ones reach their full potential. Cotlands understands the importance of early childhood development and is on a mission to increase access to play-based early learning opportunities to ultimately help children thrive in their formative years. So how they achieve this is by making these toy libraries and play programs accessible to the vulnerable communities to ignite potential and improve school readiness. And both Purity and Cotlands, we believe in providing parents, caregivers, and communities with the necessary tools that are rooted in facilitating the future success of children.
Brilliant.
It sounds like a match made in heaven, but we also know that the Purity toiletry range is free from parabens, sulfates and colorants, making them gentle for our little one's skin, and I think that is so important. Why do you think choosing the right toiletries is so important?
So as you know, the skin is the largest organ of your body, right? And it's a very important part of your immune system. So protecting and caring for baby's delicate skin from the very start of life is really crucial to help that formation of a strong immune system. And baby skin, as I mentioned, is extremely delicate, and ingredients such as those parabens, sulfates, and colorants can trigger skin irritations. Thus, using a product that's specially formulated to protect, care, nourish, and moisturize, very important, baby skin is really critical. And Purity has worked closely with our panel of experts, which you've met in previous shows. We have a dermatologist, a pediatrician, and an allergist to remove any harsh ingredients and also develop a range that meets parents' and babies' needs.
So you can just then kiss its little cheeks and you can kiss its little tummy. I'm missing my daughter so much just talking to you about this, because bath times and those moments, it can become, it's the greatest joy as a parent when you get to enjoy that.
And snuggle him.
That snuggle, that softness. And we have, you're right, we've worked with so many of your experts, so I trust your brand and your drive completely. What I'm loving about this initiative now is that you have made it really easy for the public to get involved as well. Tell us a bit more about that. How can we help?
Yeah, super easy. So help us raise 1 million rand for Cotlands simply by purchasing any Purity toiletries products. So whether it's petroleum jelly, an aqueous cream, a shampoo, a head-to-toe wash, a powder, the range is really big. And purchase any of these products during the month of August and September from any retailer, and we'll donate 1 rand every Purity toiletry products purchased.
We are on it.
We're on it.
We're
For
going to
me,
do it right
it's
now.
the shampoo conditioner with a detangler, because my baby has the most incredible, spectacular bed head you have ever seen. But we are with you 100%, and we say thank you for doing this. Thank you for backing Cotlands. We know the incredible work that they do. And thank you for taking your role in the consumer ecosystem so seriously, because we care about our little ones. It's good for us to know that you care just as much. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Oh man, she's a sweetie pie. And just like the Purity Promise, you can also be there for children in need every step of the way, in your own way. Every time you purchase a Purity baby product, proceeds go to Cotlands to help them continue their incredible work that they're doing.
Becoming a parent fills you with delight, nerves, and questions. Now, an original South African app has the answers. Whether you're expecting your bundle of joy or raising a preschooler, the Purity Journey Journal app is a breeze to use. Sign up for free and choose from a host of features, including 24/7 medical assistance, expert tips, and milestone tracker. Sign up to the Purity Journey Journal app for whenever you need some guidance along your parenting journey.
Oh, you can make my day.
Nourish your skin with Ingram's Camphor Cream, enriched with camphor and glycerine. Trusted to restore and repair dry skin. Ingram's, your skin, your brave.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. And time for us to get to know our performer today. After years of refining his unique sound, Sithenkosi Mbuli, known by his stage name Rudy Chalmers, has finally released his debut musical project called Fears and Fantasies.
Well, the singer and songwriter expresses his passion for music in his latest project that is sure to make you fall in love with his artistry and his beautiful face. Here is just a snippet of one of his new releases, On My Way. Take a look.
I said I'm feeling the same, I'm feeling the same. Hold on, I'm saying, there goes my name. I can not really change, I can't really change, but I can show in my range, you show in my range. I said I'm dodging the rain and then I'm going. They can't stop, the flare is overloading. Shout out to Gillis, he told the boy that he's explosive.
Oh, that is so nice.
Feel the funk, man.
I just said...
I you not to move to that. I challenge you. Ladies and gentlemen, a very hearty, warm welcome for Mr. Rudy Chalmers.
I was just telling you now, I'm getting like serious Bruno Mars vibes from you.
Trying, you know?
It's that beautiful face, man. Look at that
Thank
smile.
you.
Look at that smile, man. Really so good to have you here. So good to hear you and your awesome little outfit that you brought with you.
Yes.
Doing your sound check this morning and you getting into your vibe and getting into your performance headspace. Really, really cool. But you've got a very unique sound. You've got a unique way about you. I can kind of pick that up already. Where did this all begin? Where was the love of music first fostered?
I think it's just something that just always grew in me. in my young ages, my parents were always blasting their favorite songs.
Cool.
And I was actually remembering a story recently that one of my friends shared with me, that in my grade 2 class, my teacher used to let me and my 2 friends pretend to be the Jonas Brothers at the end of the week on
Which one were
Fridays.
you?
I was Joe. I had to be the
Joe
lead
Jonas.
man,
Yeah.
you know? And so she would let us stand. There were 2 stairs in the corner, and our classmates would like sit below us, and we'd air guitar and pretend to sing the Jonas Brothers songs. So yeah, I guess I was always just taken with the way of my favorite musicians. You know, they kind of just have, it's just that energy and that like a connection with their own music and a connection with the people who listen to their music that, you know, it's just kind of an aura and a being that I was drawn to. So from a very young age, I wanted to pursue that dream.
You were there. You were doing it already,
I was
man.
with
Yeah.
it.
Oh, well, very exciting. I mean, let's talk about your stage name, Rudy Chalmers, because your name is Sithenkosi Mbuli. What does your mom call you?
My mom calls me Sithenkosi, as I said off air, when she's upset with me. She calls me Nustristro when she's happy with me, you know, and she wants me to just do a quick few things for her. And so, yeah, the stage name, I decided when I was going to pursue music seriously, you know, just in my own head, that to kind of help with the persona presence, a stage name would be something that I was drawn to. So Rudy was just the name that I chose. I was like, I'm going to run with this, and Chalmers is my dad's middle name.
Okay.
So I wanted to have a
Just a little bit of a spirit animal in there, something that
exactly.
inspires you. So clearly, the way that you present yourself and your sound is very important to you, the way that you craft your music and craft your performance, which is cool. I think it's vitally important to have an identity like that, because you want, as you say, people to make that connection and people to fall in love, but you've still got to then produce good music, dude. All of the rest falls away, and the music takes center stage. Fears and fantasies. What are your fears? What are your fantasies, and how do they play out in this space?
So I think my fears and my fantasies are all kind of aligned with this one career path that I've chosen to pursue, you know, and I think that title perfectly kind of describes the place that I am in my life and how I feel about my dreams. At the end of my first year of university, which was the end of 2019, I was like feeling really nervous. Like a lot of my peers were like, woo, 1 year of university down, you know, boom, we done, we doing this. I was like, geez, what, like, you know, I'm out of high school already. I've got 1 year done. Like, where am I going with this? I really love music, but I haven't made the headway that I feel like I'd like to. And I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and he said, listen, I can tell you're scared about what you're chasing, but if your dreams don't scare you, then they're not right for you.
Exactly.
So you got to have that little bit of fear. So that fear about your dreams is the fear component, and the fantasy is sort of just the excitement of like, what if it turns out better than everybody could even imagine, you know? So like just that hope and that excitement for what you applying yourself to, and the fear of putting yourself out there combined into just one, you know, progression.
You're my new spirit animal. 100%, dude. If it doesn't scare you, let it go, man. Don't even move towards it. I love it. We're going to get a taste of the music and the performance and have a little bit of fun. You're also going to play a game with us in just a moment. We're going to put you to the test to see your musical knowledge as well.
Wow.
Rudy Chalmers. It does sound very distinguished, eh? Very distinguished stage name. Is going to be doing what he does best, and that's perform amazing music, original music, just for you. Stick around.
Yeah, Rudy Chalmers, that's a name. You're not going to forget it. We get to see all his magic coming later on the show. And here's something you also might not forget. Now, we all love a cup of coffee with some delicious biscuits, but what's something even better, right? A combination of both. Now, today we're making coffee-flavored biscuits using our favorite Expresso coffee. And here to show us how we do this magic, Clem Chef.
I was told you're going to show me how to do it.
Oh, am I? Where's my crib notes? No, man. When it comes to coffee, though, I'm good.
You got that?
Especially when it comes to the keto blend that we're using today. Something I've tasted before, something I'm very excited about. The tasting notes on this are something that I think aligns with that biscuity sweetness and those aromas. So
I like it.
This is going to work for whatever you've got going on your side. Shall I prep something up for you, Salon?
Please do. My side's very, very simple. It's the easiest biscuit to bring together. We got some soft raisin flour, a little bit of salt. Like, it's one-handed. It's one-handed.
One-handed?
With one hand behind my back. Then we got some butter, and I'm joking. I'm left-handed also, so I need... So,
Are you left-handed?
I'm left-handed.
Oh, wow. Clem Chef, tip of the
I've
day.
known you for 16 years.
Ah, now we know. Now we know.
Okay, butter's going in. This technique is pretty simple. All you got to do is you got to rub your butter into the flour to make it resemble breadcrumbs.
All
We have
right.
this question because I gave this tip. I said we were making flaky pastry on the show, and I said rub the butter into your flour until it resembles breadcrumbs. And someone went on social media, I can't remember what page it was, and they said it didn't turn to breadcrumbs. It's not going to turn to breadcrumbs. It's going to look like breadcrumbs. It's going to look like breadcrumbs.
I see you.
Okay, so nice and loose and chunky. Basically what you want the flour to coat the butter. That's what you want. And you break up the nice little pieces. So when it bakes, those little pockets of butter, they release their moisture and steam, poof, give you a bit of lift, a bit of texture, a bit of love.
Sounds like you're rapping like some poetic stuff in my ears. It's loving it.
You know. Okay, so you're going to get your fingers dirty now and only use the tips of your fingers. Do you know why?
No.
I always knew this, but then I actually found out like only years later because the inside of your palm is warm. Fingertips are cooler. If you use your whole hand, you're going to melt the butter. So just your fingertips.
I like that. The little fingertip for the day.
So you just break it up, and then, that coffee. I can smell it from
Can you smell it, man? Yeah, I've just done a lungo for you. It's nice and frothy. And just like we spoke about, we're obviously using the Expresso Barista Creations. It's a Chiaro flavor. It's got a light roast with some sweet biscuit notes, like I mentioned now, so it's going to be perfect for this blend. And on top of that, it's a split roasted Arabica bean, so it's got that smooth balance to it. And the taste profile is very similar. It's mild body. It's got the slight roastiness, and it's got that, like I mentioned, a little bit of bitterness, just slightly. But the biscuity notes are going to be perfect. And Chef Clem Chef, this is for you, I imagine.
Can you add that coffee to, but like 2 hands now, Can you add the coffee to the egg slowly and whisk it? Because I don't want to scramble the egg because the coffee's hot.
Whoa, okay. You're putting me up for a challenge here, all right? Let me try this. Let me pull this over this side so we've got some more space. Pop that. What is that, flour?
That's icing sugar.
Icing sugar. Oh, okay. I'm nervous here.
No,
what
don't be nervous.
Just pulling it in and whisking at the same time?
And whisking at the same time while singing. That's joking.
While singing.
Okay, I'm going to add some vanilla while you're doing that.
All right.
Vanilla's going in.
Okay. We had it. We're going. It's working, I think.
Where did that come from? Did you know this can happen?
What's happening here? Is that honey?
It's golden syrup. You can use maple syrup, you can use honey, you can use golden syrup. It's good, it's good. Okay, cool. So what you need to do, you want to whisk it until you cool down that mixture.
All right.
Okay. You don't want to melt your butter, but we can't wait, so we're going to fast forward. Okay. So you're going to add that. You're going to add that mixture to. Okay. You know what? I don't want to melt the butter because actually when I made it, I want to make this edit because we have an amazing crew that's going to play later, and I heard them say already, "Do we get to eat the snacks to make on the show?" She didn't sound like that.
We got.
But I'm gonna. This is for the band. This is for the band. Okay. So what you
for
do
the
is
band, baby.
let that cool down.
Right.
Add that to the flour mixture. You're gonna get this dough, and it's quite a firm dough. So what you can do is you can roll it out and use a cookie cutter, or what I prefer doing is just make little balls.
Okay.
And as they cook, they can expand by themselves. You want to try some?
Yeah, let's go for it. So we're making cookie balls.
Sure. Yes, and you know what's really cool about this dough? And one of my hacks we'll talk about a little later. If you freeze it properly, it will last in your freezer for about a year and a bit.
A year, and it's like post-apocalyptic times when COVID is done, you might still be able to have one of these beautiful barista creation biscuits.
Yeah,
is that what you're telling me?
That's a good reason to have one of these when
I can picture it. There's like just ash everywhere. And
No,
this guy
don't
just
say
cries
that.
in the
No,
mountain. He's like,
no.
"Don't worry, world, I've got a biscuit."
I was going to such a happy, jolly place. He took us to like ashes. Okay.
No, it's like the coming of a new age. I mean, come on. And a new design for a biscuit as well. I mean,
It is.
Perfect.
You can press it down with a fork if you want to. I like to do just like that. Let them cook out. Then I've got some more of your coffee that imagine you made it for me, mixed with the icing sugar. Just icing sugar coffee. Okay. That's a glaze. When they're done, drizzle this glaze over them. When they come out the oven, do it while it's still hot. Let them spread. You got a biscuit with your coffee. You can have your cake.
The only thing I think I could add to this is maybe the fact that if I forgot the recipe, I need to find out where it is. But don't worry, Mzansi, we got you covered. ExpressoShow.com for this magic, of course, all the recipe inspiration. The way that we made this is the way that you can make it too. And you don't even have to stray from this. It smells so good. It's got the sweetness, the balance that we all are coming here for. And I think I've got to put the proof in the pudding here, Clem.
Put the proof in the pudding.
Sneak in here, try a little bit of this. Yeah. Chiaro at its finest.
Is that Raul's lunchbox approved? Can you take those home?
You can.
Yes, then I'm
It's
done.
done, people. ExpressoShow.com. You got it here first. Thank you, Chef Clem. Clem Chef, always a pleasure.
With every cup,
We cultivate some of the finest coffee in the world, celebrating farmers as artists, elevating every coffee moment, because with every cup, precious coffee preserves the beauty of our world. Nespresso, what else?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You know what time it is, of course. The man, the myth, the legend is here to serve us all. Let's see if he's on the line. This is Nature Boy coming in for JP Sebastian. How do you read me? Hi, is he there?
For whatever reason, playing the harmonica.
What's going on here? I came in with this like hardcore theme. We were like in the trenches. You're busy playing the harmonica here. Come on, man. We've got a war going on. What's happening?
Yes, are you into war movies, Ryan?
I am, man, and they're very intense. They get me very emotional. I feel like I'm exhausted after I watch them, but I love them.
Yes.
And I think it's such a true reflection of where we have come and what human beings can get up to when they get things wrong and sometimes right. And I believe this is the theme of the trailers that you got for us this morning, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I suppose most of us feel like we've been through a bit of a war for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So what better time to talk about some movies that I've not spoken about in a while. Do you have any favorites? Obviously, Saving Private Ryan is big for people, right?
I definitely say Saving Private Ryan. I think almost anything that's based around World War I, World War II. Pearl Harbor was a crazy one for me as well. That really stood out. Very dramatic, very suspenseful. Inglourious Bastards, I don't know if that counts, if that's fictional or fact.
Oh, no, absolutely. That's probably one of my favorite Tarantino's. Good choice. But tell you what, let's move on to a war that I think we barely speak about. And in fact, it's weird that the American Afghani invasion, I don't know what the proper term is for that engagement, which is supposedly wrapping this year in 2021, September. Their longest war, and probably the least amount of movies have been produced about it. That sounds sort of perverse, it sounds sort of sordid to talk about it that way, but obviously we have to have movies to help us interrogate what just happened, what did we put ourselves, what did we put others through. And so the first movie we're talking about is an Afghanistani movie, but it's from the perspective of the Soviet Union and the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan, named The Battle for Afghanistan, even though it was about them retreating from the Afghan war of the 80s. Great first shot here, very important, is that you're showing Afghani people first. It's not, all glorious Soviets and whatever. These are average Afghani Joes and little Joette there. Looks, as you can see already, looks really well filmed, very intense, and that's great for a start, because usually you need the big American money, you need actually the Pentagon money, which these movies get, but this is a Russian-made movie and it's by a director who previously won a Cannes Film Festival award, name's Pavel Lungin, if you were ever interested. But the story is about a special unit of soldiers while everyone else of the Soviet army is leaving Afghanistan because they have to put their tail between their legs. It's a war that they bit off more than they could chew. A lot of people called it Russia's Vietnam or the Soviet Union's Vietnam. But one unit has to go back in while everyone else is leaving, to rescue a general's captured son. He's the pilot who crashed, you saw in the scene earlier there, and he is captured, he's held hostage by Mujahideen. And geez, as you can see, it's tactile. Geez, as you can see, explosions are really well sort of coordinated. Usually with small budget kind of stuff, you worry that they're going to shake the camera a lot. To make it look good, you have to try and like hide all those sort of your small mistakes and everything like that. Like if I started to dance, I'd ask Expresso desperately to try and shake the camera so no one would have to see what I'm doing.
Yeah,
but
I do that all the time.
Awesome. It doesn't have a date for in there just yet, but something that if it earns large enough overseas, which it's already been hailed by even American critics, then hopefully we get it here. A lot of lessons to be learned, obviously, for the Biden administration that's just come in. If the Soviet Union couldn't do it and you couldn't do it after 20 years, then we have to actually have a serious conversation, and film is one of those ways that we have a conversation about it.
Let's talk about spending our tax money a little bit better over there. But now another one you got for us, of course, The East, I believe, is the title of this one. Very similar and on trend to what's going on this morning, right?
So, although I wonder what Indonesians would call this. We're watching it in Indonesia, and it's called The East because it's a Dutch movie. Now, the Dutch are interesting. As imperialists, as colonizers, they usually get sort of a clean slate. But a Dutch director of Indonesian descent felt like he'd have his say. Obviously, us South Africans can talk about Dutch colonial rule pretty extensively, but this is another story about a crumbling situation for an occupier. What's weird after World War II is that you had a lot of countries, obviously there was a huge post-colonial push of countries reaching for independence. Japan occupied Indonesia, the Dutch now come in, and they go, yay, we're not here as liberators, but to take back a colony. So from one colonizer into the hands of another, because the Dutch were previously occupying it before the Japanese. This young soldier is involved in this, who you're looking at there. He seems to think that he's, like the idea is you're there to spread freedom, you're there to spread democracy, order. Okay, maybe not democracy, but at least a sense of order. Everything goes awry when he finds out that the higher up, the top brass, are really as ruthless as they come. The character is just called the Turk in the trailer. Westerling was his surname, the corporal. They couldn't actually, by the Indonesian government asked them while they were making this film, please do not mention the guy's name on shooting. That's the only request they had for the shooting of this film in their country, because he is that much of an sort of an evil character to native Indonesian people. The memory of what this man put Indonesian people through during the time that there were independence movements and the Dutch were sort of squashing those independence movies. The movie tries to really tango with all of those very difficult impressions of a colonizer reckoning with itself, wait, our time is over, etc., etc. Sorry, JV's getting too academic now. Maybe we move on.
Now, look, this is all the time we have for this segment, but don't worry, of course, we are going to be chatting to you later. The man, the myth, the legend, and now the harmonica player as well will be coming back at us with more epic trailers to look out for. But before we get into that, it's time to play a game. Let's find out.
I don't know why after those movies the game suddenly feels a lot more serious. It feels like someone's life is on the line. One man, one woman, ready to guess the lyrics. In celebration of Women's Month, we are honouring powerful female artists and playing a bit of a game, yes, called Guess the Lyric. And this is how it works. I'm going to give a line from a particular song with certain words missing, and then you guys are going to need to guess what the missing words are, and then hopefully sing that line back to me.
So I don't know how you are with lyrics, but I'm always shocked when I read it because I hear a different thing to what they actually are. So I might not know the lyrics.
How is your music knowledge?
Look, I like to think that it's decent, but I mean, it's to the test today, so
Let's
we'll
find out, my friend. Let's find out. Okay, so I'm going to give you the first line, okay? Rudy, we'll start with you.
Okay.
We'll ask them to put it up so you can see it as well, because it does help visually. There's your varsity learning techniques coming into play there. All right, so the first line is, I just can't something, it, like the way you do this, keep on something to it. Please don't stop the, please don't stop the, please don't stop the, something.
Oh, this is Rihanna.
Nice.
I just can't...
If you don't take it, you are whatting it, you?
I just can't take it like the way you do this. Keep on dancing to it. Please don't stop the, please don't stop the, please don't stop the music. I wanna take you away.
It was all wrong, but no, you got one of the 3 words right, okay? but I'll give you creativity points there, so I'm going to give you one. There it is. Refuse it. Rock into it. I didn't know rock into it was it, but you got the music. Clearly the music is in you. Well done, buddy. Off to a great start. All right, and that was celebrating Rihanna, obviously. This one comes from another wonderful female artist who's rocking it at the moment. Okay, the words are: didn't even notice, no punches left to roll with. You got to keep me focused. You want it, something, something. I love the facial expression says it all.
Didn't even notice, no punches left to roll with. You got to keep me focused. You want it. You want it. With me.
Do you think you know this one?
I don't know this one. With me?
And of course, this is a song performed by Doja Cat. And the final 2 words I was looking for are say so.
Say so.
Can we hear it in the background? Say so. No, we can't. It's a tough one. I wouldn't have gotten that one either. Sorry, Doja Cat, but you are still awesome. All right, this one comes back to you. Now, this is going to tell a lot about your musical knowledge here, okay? So this generation is resting on your shoulders right now. Something, 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 something. Find out what it means to me. Something, 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 something. Take care, TCB.
Is it R-E-S-P-E-C-T? Find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Take care, TCB.
Yes, baby, by the phenomenal Aretha Franklin. What a superstar. We love her. All right.
I found that easy. Okay.
Yeah, let's see how you
which one I
deal
get
with
now.
this one. Okay. I'm going to add a bit of inflection to maybe make it easier. I'll something up. In spite of the ache, I'll something up. And I'll do it at something times again.
I feel like those are swear words.
Is that the tone I gave? I warned you about it.
I mean, the swear words fit.
Wow, luckily, this is a breakfast show that goes out
to family.
To family at 8 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to rule that one out. Yeah.
Okay,
back off drawing board. If you're not falling, you are?
Stand up. Standing up. I'll
in the act of standing up, you are
getting rising. Up. Rise up. I don't know.
Head up. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I'll rise up.
This is
and I'll do it 1,000.
Andra Day.
Hey, beautiful Andra Day. Gorgeous voice, gorgeous song.
Talented actress.
Get in the game, Zoe.
I'm
Get
sorry,
in the game,
that was
girl.
difficult. The blank up.
Do you have a scoreboard?
Okay, let's see. This one, you better get right, otherwise there is a certain legion of fans going to come after you, guy. You're the one I can always something when I need to make everything stop. Finally, you put my
love on
something
top,
on
top. You put my love on top. You're the one that I can always call.
There we go.
When I need to make everything stop, Beyonce. Finally, you put my love on
top.
Beautiful,
well done,
man.
Queen
Beautiful.
Bee,
You got
Beyonce.
it. That was fantastic,
That's
man.
my favorite.
Rudy, you took this one.
Okay, I'm going to give you one last very quick one. I'm going to get into trouble for this, but I've got to do it. I'm every something.
I'm every woman. It's all in me.
Everything that you want now, baby,
I can do it naturally.
Oh. Yes, you can, Zoe. Yes, you can. Beautiful. Big round of applause for both of our competitors this morning. But there is only one champion here today. Mr. Chalmers, you've done it, my friend. Congratulations.
You take it.
Through the fire, you have proven your worth, your musical knowledge, and now you can go and perform your original music and blow our minds, my friend. Great to have you on the couch. So well done.
Thank you, I tried. It's difficult.
That's how you play. Guess the lyric.
Yes.
Nourish your skin with Ingram's for Men, enriched with triple glycerine. For 48-hour moisture and no stickiness. Ingram's, your skin, your brave.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, we're back, and it is live right here on S3, where we're opening up and doing something special again. We're joining JP Sebastian. He's got some more movies for us to look at, and I don't know what instrument he's going to be playing now. Let's have a look. No ukulele or anything else, JP? Are we going to... I'd love to see you play that, man.
The new form of...
Look, we're talking about the next...
Skrillex, watch out.
Watch out. Look, I always try to figure out what the theme is when it comes to the trailers that you're producing. I have no idea what's going on here. It looks like a little bit of family deception, some names and some royalty in the mix. What's going on here, man? What's happening?
Fancy and creative years. Look, sometimes I'm talking about trailers that absolutely have grabbed me, and then sometimes I'm talking about the trailers I have to talk about because they're just so large. So there's no theme here necessarily. These are just the big hitters. These are going to be some of the largest of 2021. And the first is one that I actually am looking forward to because I love this director dearly, and every actor, as you can see on the cast. Name some of those names for me, Raul. Read them out. The House of Gucci.
Well, I'm definitely seeing Lady Gaga as the main one, and that's the one that matters to me the most because seeing what she's done in the past, seeing her acting career taking off, I'm truly, truly impressed by how she can just embody something so special the way she does.
The last one was Bradley Cooper. Good grief, I've forgotten the name already, but that musical one. Incredible. Yes. What a good actress. Surprising, actually. Lady Gaga, I don't need to tell you that name. Aside from that, Adam Driver, Al Pacino, Salma Hayek. List goes on. Jared Leto, who you're barely going to recognize. Jeremy Irons there. Thank you. Someone is keeping Jeremy Irons fed after he wasn't given Scar back for The Lion King. Shame on you. So yes, if you haven't guessed already, the movie is about the Gucci Empire. Maurizio Gucci, played by Adam Driver, who last week I was talking about in The Last Duel. Remember the knights and the swords and all that kind of business. Also directed by Ridley Scott, is getting married to Patricia Reggiano, played by Lady Gaga, and she is sort of the lioness, welcoming herself into the new family. She seems like she's totally supportive throughout the trailer, but if anyone knows the true story, wow, look at that little flourish there. She looks like she's totally in an element. So happy for her. I'm not even a huge fan or whatever, but like she's proven herself. Goodness, forgotten the name of that other movie. Come on.
She really, like a Star is Born or something like that. I remember the song even. I think it's that, right?
Ethical person.
Yeah. Tell me something, boy.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, that's the one. And come on, I'm just looking at some of these visuals now, JP. Al Pacino, the man is always in absolute classics. I mean, The Godfather and the likes. And this is something similar. We can expect that intense relationship, protecting the family name, doing whatever it takes.
Yes, and then obviously the intrigue and the horribleness of assassination. Don't want to spoil it for you, even though this is a matter of public record. But Ridley Scott is no stranger to writing stories about like family empires. Remember, this is the guy who directed Alien in 1979. Yeah. This is the guy who directed Blade Runner. This is the guy who directed good grief, Gladiator. So it loves these stories of large imperial family sort of intrigues, and the Gucci family is no exception to the rule. They were not very happy with this movie, which is usually a good sign that they're going to do something serious with claws out and digging into the thing really deep. This director is 83 years old, Ridley Scott, and he's just directed just for this year The House of Gucci and The Last Duel, which I spoke about last week. And he's going to bring us a Gladiator 2. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but I'm so happy about that.
Legendary. I share that happiness as well. I can't remember the last time I've even watched that movie. It's an absolute classic, and this looks like a classic too. Can't wait for this one to release. No date yet, I'd imagine?
December 3rd.
That's
beg your pardon?
No, you just said it for me, December, so we've got something to look forward to for the festive. Another one on the list, King Richard. What's this all about?
Are you a big tennis fan?
Massive, and these two in particular I've watched since the start, seeing their relentless performance, what they went through in the media and what they constantly are being compared to when it comes to political figures. It's incredible to see what they've done with their career.
What's going on?
Oh man, and now you just reminded me, good grief, did you watch Simone Biles on The Beam? How, after facing all of the internet, do you just put that all behind you and perform to 99%?
Incredible stuff indeed. I mean, yeah, she let go of 3 events, came back after all of that ridicule, and I think it's incredible to see. And this is the way that athletes are seeming to go these days. The insight of an athlete's mind is becoming so pertinent right now. The pressure that they go through, it's something that I think a lot of people are now being able to relate to, seeing as all this chaos is ensuing around us. We're all involved in this.
Yeah. And unfortunately, these things are always highlighted around black or women of color. So yeah, the story is about 2 of them who have had to fight these trials, have both been women and both been black. Serena and Venus Williams, who are 2 of the greatest athletes we have ever had. Now, I've barely spoken about who the movie is mainly about, which is the father figure, played here by Will Smith. And it's mostly then obviously the story of them growing up and becoming the masters that they are today, and how he trained them, how he pushed them. Nothing in the trailer really betrays how hard he was necessarily. I don't know, the personal life really deeply, but it looks really schmaltzy. It looks really touchy-feely and feel good in a way.
Yeah.
But kind of weird to me that this guy has embedded himself in an Oscar vehicle with no other actors who are majorly recognizable at all. His name is at the top of the poster. It's called King Richard. Like, I wonder where the Venus and Serena movie is. Maybe that.
But look, I mean, it's something with Will Smith. Yeah, sorry, but I mean, anything with Will Smith, it's always going to be something to look forward to. And I mean, these 2 legends, seeing what it took and what got them to that point in time, these are absolute classics. JP, Sebastian, thank you always for coming through with all the good stuff. Something again to look forward to. Keep playing your xylophone over there. We'll plug into you a little bit later, and have a beautiful day, man.
Peace.
Something to look forward to. Of course, JP, Sebastian with the goods. Looking forward to some of that magic coming through later.
Oh, thank you, Ryle. Well, you know what? In a world full of trends, the favorites always remain, and a classic lemon meringue is one of them. So today, we want to show you this classic, but add our own little orange twist. So enter the orange meringue pie made with our Clover Classic custard. Teresa is here to take us through this delicious recipe, and I'm loving all the ingredients in front of us.
Yes.
Everything is pretty much prepped.
All sorted, as usual, and delicious. All good
So when
stuff.
you start with an orange meringue, what do we start with? How are we going to get that orange flavour into our pie?
We are going to be using fresh zest and juice, so the combination together gives you that beautiful, intense flavour. So I'm going to start with the filling, and we're using our Clover Classic custard, so it's very easy to do, very convenient. And you're going to pop that into your pan, or your pot.
And custard's one of those things, our Clover Classic custard, it really is the perfect pair with any dessert. And today we'll show you just how easy it is to make this pie with our Clover Classic custard.
Yeah, lovely spin on the classic. I love a lemon meringue, and I'll be the first to say maybe we shouldn't mess with it, but this is actually so delicious. Such a fantastic twist. And of course, oranges are in season at the moment, so
it is.
Perfect, just go for it. So what I'm doing now is I'm whisking some corn flour with some milk. And this is going to thicken our filling for the pie.
Okay.
So, nice and simple.
Can I get started here? I've got some crumbed biscuit in front of me and some melted butter.
That's right. That's going to be our base.
So I can just mix this all together.
Mix it all together, and you can use any biscuits you like. Coconut biscuit is the traditional one, always delicious. Okay, and I'm going to whisk our corn flour into the custard, and I'm going to add some orange zest.
Okay. How much butter is necessary? Just a little bit, just to coat it, or do you want a little bit more of a paste?
You don't want it too wet. If you give it a good mix, the biscuits should be just coated in the butter, but not too soggy, otherwise your base will all fall apart.
Okay.
So I'm heating this up. I can see already it's thickening beautifully. That's looking fantastic.
You know, I know you said we shouldn't mess with a classic, but every now and then just adding that own little unique twist, you end up surprising yourself.
You really do, and this in particular is so, so delicious. I can smell that orange, it's fantastic.
So I've got our biscuits here, our crumb that's covered in our butter. Can I add it to our dish?
So pop it into your dish, just grease your dish first, and you press it into a nice even layer, and you don't have to pre-bake it. It's so, so easy.
Oh, that's nice.
So what we've got here is a custard we made a little bit earlier, so you can see it's gotten quite thick on the stove. And I'm just going to add some orange juice, just to thin it out. And this is freshly squeezed orange juice, so we're getting that beautiful flavour.
Ah, there we go.
Perfect.
This is quite a lot of, quite a thick base, but I suppose it's okay for our meringue.
Perfect, yeah. That looks great. And then all you need to do is once your orange juice is whisked in, you can pop it onto your base. And then again, normally with a lemon meringue, you would then bake that base, take it out, put the meringue on and bake it again. This is just all in one, bake it all together, nice and easy.
It is nice and easy, and if you love our little twist on a classic lemon meringue, we're making an orange meringue tart here, so you can head on over to our website, that's expressoshow.com. The recipe there with the ingredients, the steps to the recipe is all there, so you don't miss a thing. There we go.
Easy, so you pop that in your dish, and then we've just made a meringue, so you whip up your egg whites, add a bit of cream of tartar to stabilize, some caster sugar. Always remember to add your sugar gradually because you want to make sure it dissolves nicely.
Look at that.
And you can pipe it on as well if you want.
And make it in beautiful little shapes. I quite like the rustic look.
Yeah, totally. You can just spoon it on and then you bake it in the oven for 15 minutes and then pop it in the fridge to set.
Oh.
Good to go.
Good to go. Well, Teresa, thank you so much for this. Look at this beautiful pie. This is what it will look like when it comes out of the oven. So if you want to get your hands on our delicious orange meringue pie with our Clover Classic custard, simply head on over to expressoshow.com.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic.
The classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're still live with Expresso, almost at the top of the hour, which means back into our news headlines in just a moment. But of course, loving the Olympics. Maybe we've had to temper our expectations because we always want medals, gold medals, silver medals. But there are so many South Africans in the mix, and also in new disciplines that we haven't really focused on before. We've seen in surfing, Bianca Buitendag obviously got the silver medal, but rock climbing is something that I've never thought about doing competitively.
And yet, what's happening today, we've got something at 10 a.m. this morning. That's the Olympics, and we had an awesome opportunity to catch up with a star. Her name is Erin, and just take a look at this. This is something
It's
truly,
insane.
truly
Look at it. They are so fast.
I really like both indoor and outdoor climbing. At the moment, I've been training mainly inside, obviously, because that's what the format is for the Olympics. But I enjoy the problem-solving aspect of climbing outside. And when I have a bit more free time, I'll definitely be climbing outside more. so excited to just be inside the Olympic Village and also to be able to compete with the other climbers that are going to be there because they're all amazing climbers. So to be able to compete against them is going to be really cool. And hopefully I will make people at home proud. It's still really crazy that I get to be the person that represents, well, along with Chris, obviously, represents South Africa and Africa. I'm really honored that I get the opportunity, and I'm really excited to just go to the Olympics and learn as much as possible and to come back and be able to share my experiences and knowledge with everyone here.
That is not easy, G. I've tried this out. You need absolute strength when it comes to this. And to do this and get to the Olympics as well.
And the margins are going to be so small there. She is up against the best in the world, sending Erin all the best of luck competing at 10 a.m. this morning in the Olympics. More Olympic news coming in the sport in just a moment. But first, let's get through those news headlines.
Thank you, James. It's shortly after 8. Let's look at those national headlines. Social Development Minister Lindiwe Zulu says her department will today announce a date for applications after the 350 Rand relief grant is reinstated. President Cyril Ramaphosa has earlier announced that the grant would be paid out until March next year. Unemployed carers now also qualify for this. Ramaphosa said 27 billion Rand had been set aside for this purpose. Zulu says the target is to start making payments to those who are eligible by the end of the month. She appealed to previous beneficiaries to reapply. And US companies are now looking to hiring long-distance drivers from South Africa to help with the shortage in their haulage industry. As the South Africans speak English, it's thought they would have an easier time obtaining licenses. The US had a shortage of lorry drivers for some time, with the COVID pandemic causing even worse problems as many people took to online shopping. South Africans are at least trained and experienced, but they'll have to learn and remember to drive on the right side of the road. Now, moving to your news abroad, one of the most powerful forces in Tunisian politics, the UGTT Labour Union, has urged President Kais Saied to be quick in putting in place a new government. Saied sacked the Prime Minister, suspended Parliament, and took sole charge of the country 8 days ago. The union said the forming of a new government had to be speeded up in order to confront the challenges of an economic crisis and the pandemic. Many Tunisians, deeply disillusioned with their political parties, have supported the president's actions. However, his opponents accuse him of staging a coup. And authorities in the Chinese city of Wuhan will begin testing the city's entire population of about 12 million people for the coronavirus after a number of new infections were reported. These are the first new local infections in more than a year. The first cases of COVID-19 were reported in 2019 in Wuhan. China is currently experiencing its worst outbreak of the virus in months, with 414 cases reported in about 2 weeks. 15 provinces are affected, and authorities attribute to the spread of the virus to the highly contagious Delta variant. And now bringing it closer to home, because one of these will be crowned Miss South Africa in October. This year's top 10 Miss South Africa finalists have been announced. One will be crowned Miss SA in the Grand West Arena in Cape Town on the 15th of October. They are Bianca Besaidenout, Gotatso Didebe, Tiffany Francis, Catherine Groenewald, Chanel Hartzenberg, Zimi Mabunzi, Moratwe Masima, Kaylin Matthews, Lalela Mswane, and Jeannie Mulder. 4 are from Gauteng, 3 from the Western Cape, 2 from the Eastern Cape, and 1 from KwaZulu-Natal. They include a medical doctor working on the COVID frontline, a commercial pilot, owners of a model agency, a swimwear company, and an online bakery, as well as a legal graduate and students. The top 3 will go on to represent the country at the world's 3 most prestigious pageants. That's Miss Universe, Miss World, and Miss Supranational. The judges, all former Miss SA title holders, were Bokhang Monjane Tabalala, Melinda Bam, Liesl Lowry, and Tamron Green. Well, on that note, that's a wrap of your morning headlines. Here's a final look at your sport with Graham.
Thank you so much, Zoe. South Africans still very much in the mix at the Olympics. South African Kyle Blichnout has progressed to the men's shot put final at the Tokyo Olympic Games. The shot putter, who is the 2018 World Junior Champion, finished 8th overall after a second round effort of 20.97 meters in his semi-finals. The 12-man shot put final will take place on Friday. Then South African sprinting trio of Sean Maswanganyi, Clarence Munyai and Anaso Jobodwana have failed to reach the men's 200-meter final at the Tokyo Games despite putting in strong performances. Jobodwana, who was running in the first semi, finished 8th in a time of 20.88 seconds. Munyai in the second semi finished 6th, clocking a time of 20.49 seconds. And then the 20-year-old Maswanganyi, who made it to both the 100 and 200-meter semi-finals just outside of the places, he clocked 20.18 seconds, finishing 4th in his semi. Then on to a very, very strong female side of the draw when it comes to sprinting this year. Jamaican Elaine Thompson-Herah bagged her second gold medal at the Tokyo Olympics after sprinting to victory in 21.53 seconds in the women's 200-meter final yesterday. The 29-year-old sealed the women's sprinting double-double, winning gold in both the 100 and 200-meter events. Namibian teenager Christine Mboma took silver in a time of 21.81 seconds, while the USA's Gabby Thomas, she took bronze in 21.87 seconds in that 200-meter event. Then staying with the Olympics, on to gymnastics. Simone Biles secured her 7th Olympic medal after winning bronze in the women's balance beam final yesterday. The 24-year-old returned to action in Tokyo after, of course, withdrawing from 4 events at the beginning of the Games to protect her mental health. Guan Chenchen and Tian Zhiying of China won gold and silver in the balance beam, respectively. Then outside of the Games, on to Test rugby. Damien De'Alandi will earn his 50th Test cap for the Springboks. That's when he takes to the field in the Lions Series decider on Saturday. Bok head coach Jacques Nenaba made 3 changes to his starting lineup. Kobus Reinach is set to replace the injured Faf de Klerk. Then Franco Mostert will move from lock to the side of the scrum, and Loet Diaga will be promoted from the bench. That happened in the latter part of the last game, and it really did work as a combination. British and Irish Lions head coach Warren Gatland made 6 changes to his starting 15 that lost to South Africa last weekend. The match between the Boks and Lions will kick off at 6 p.m. at the Cape Town Stadium again, and that's, of course, this coming Saturday. Well, that's a wrap of your sport for this Wednesday morning. Let's get a global perspective of the weather and see what the temperatures have in store here in SA.
Thank you, Graham. Let's start with some local news. While many of the major dams in the Western Cape area are filled to capacity, large parts of neighbouring province, the Eastern Cape, are still in the grip of an unprecedented drought, and there appears to be no consensus on when it will end. The best case scenario is that it's the tail end of a 7-year drought cycle. Dam levels and water tables are so low that experts agree it will take a flood to help take the province out of the drought. The 2 hardest hit parts of the province, the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro and the Sarah Baartman District, as well as large parts of the Karoo, are likely to benefit from the recent national declaration of drought disaster. These areas include some of SA's top agricultural centres, especially for citrus exports. But reality is that the combined dam levels of Nelson Mandela Bay at present still hovering at around 10%, with the fullest dam being only 22%. And while we enjoy experiencing a sunrise from your parts of South Africa, we do have some international viewers tuning in on both YouTube and the Africa channel in the US. So for your last international city feature of the morning, we report on the weather from Rocheport, Missouri. 2 hours from both Kansas City and St. Louis, this tiny town, whose name means rocky port in French, was once a trading post for Native Americans. It boasts many B&Bs for a weekend getaway, but also keeps locals engaged with many buildings on the National Register of Historic Places. The area will reach a maximum of 29 degrees Celsius. The area is also experiencing wildfires, and residents can expect wildfire smoke to cause hazy conditions. And our day just wouldn't start off the same and on the right note without showcasing some of the fantastic sunrise photos that have been shared with us on our Facebook page. So to wrap up this morning, we're going to quickly recap on the beautiful photos we've received. At the start of the morning, Gita Sam from Claremont in Cape Town shared this glowing yellow and orange sky filled with some silhouetted trees. Next, we journeyed a little up the coastline to the Eastern Cape, where Jacqueline Kutzer shared this photo on behalf of her sister, who captured this stunning shot on the way to work from Riebeek East. What a spectacular view of all that low-lying mist over the landscape. Madi Samudin from Perlemoon Bay shared this absolutely breathtaking photo taken of the sun rising over the ocean, and that's showing off a burnt orange skyline. And then last but not least, Miranda Block from Blettenberg Bay started her morning yesterday with this fantastic shot overlooking the ocean of the waves breaking against the rocks. Well, thank you for those beautiful photos, and please continue to share your sunrise photos with us on the Expresso Facebook page. We love seeing your part of the country through your lens. Well, let's quickly look at your temperatures. If you're in Polokwane, a low of 5, a high of 21 can be expected. Mbombela, 11.29. Pretoria, 7.22. Johannesburg, sunny, reaching a high of 20. Mahikeng, 6.24. Klerksdorp, 4.23. Kimberley, 8 with a high of 24. Bloemfontein, 1.23. Richards Bay, 14.27. Pietermaritzburg, sunny, reaching a high of 28. Durban 15.25, Mthatha 5.28, East London 15.23, Cradock 6 reaching a high of 27, Gqeberha 14.19, George 12.17, Cape Town 11 reaching a high of 18. If you're in Worcester today, your high is 20, your low 6. Sutherland starting off on a cool 0 reaching a high of 17, and sunny conditions in Uppington today, a low of 10 and a high of 28 degrees Celsius. And that's a wrap on your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Now for some entertainment. Born and bred in Johannesburg, we're talking about Rudy Chalmers, and he combines punchy and witty hip-hop lyrics with jazzy and soulful beats. Now, the artist who recently released his debut musical project is standing by to perform his first track for us this morning, and the song's name is Welcome. Now, it's from his first song on the mixtape, and it is an introduction to his incredible career so far. So without further ado, Rudy, take it away.
What you need to show me, can we really grow? Baby, I am hoping that you'll get to know me, that you'll get to know me. Whoa, hello, whoa, whoa, I can see you. Whoa, I can feel you. Whoa, next to me, whoa, giving me a little more energy. Whoa, hello. I'm standing 10 toes, I'm feeling solid on my feet. Funeral to any beat, hell I make it sound so sweet. It's criminal flow. Tell everybody follow me, another plane, here we go. Look, I'm excited by the moment, hope I own it or just get it right. Looking at my lyrics, hope they quote them in the books they write. I have to be the little spoon so I can fall asleep at night. I'm so very honest. My lady holds me really tight, but back to the point. I hope they play this joint and pass it around to their friends. I'm chasing ends, making sure the people listen again. I'm just lucky to be living, doing this while I can. Making music you can rock to, hope you vibe with the plan. I'm trying to clean up my vans. What if Moses' toesies were roses and so were his hands? Well, then he'd be a walking bouquet. I'm waking up and seizing the day before the heavens come and take it away. Hello, whoa, whoa, I can see you. Whoa, I can feel you. Whoa, next to me. Whoa, giving me a little more energy. Hello, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. This is your show. These are your goals. you need to show me. Can we really grow? Baby, I am hoping that you'll get to know me, that you'll get to know me. Ooh, I just wanna know what you need to show me. Can we really grow? Baby, I am hoping that you'll get to know me, that you'll get to know me.
Well, hello, and welcome to the show. That's how we do it right here on Mzansi's finest. It's S3. We're opening up, and of course, Rudy's not going anywhere. We've got one more performance. Hello, welcome to the show. Yes, man, I love it.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, listen, this is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Welcome back on S3. Now, I'm pretty sure all of us, we are working right now, and we've had different kinds of jobs. And chances are, you know, that you've had one of two types of bosses. Now, one might have been, you know, you've been blessed with an amazing boss that acts as a mentor and leads with inspiration, or you've been dealt a dictator who isn't pleasant to be around and really leads with fear. Now, this morning, we want to propose another would you rather scenario and a question for you. And I can't wait to hear what you have to say when it comes to dealing with a horrible boss. So here is the scenario.
Okay, play it out.
Get the scenario. So you love your job.
Okay.
And your salary is great. But you and your boss, you really struggle with each other, and they aren't the type of kind of person that really, you can talk to them. So what would you do in this scenario? Would you rather stick it out, and because you can't let one person ruin your career, or would you go with B, resign because your happiness is more important than anything else?
I have a real life answer for this, I'll be honest with you.
A real life answer? This isn't a pretend answer.
This is real. I went through this. I had a job straight out of varsity. I was chasing lots of money. It was a great job, and it didn't fill any holes, and the boss was quite hectic as well. And I quit the job because I was chasing happiness, and immediately after that, I didn't get happiness. I'll be honest with you, I didn't get it. I was faced with what am I going to do? Confusion, fear, and it was a very
And you were broke because you had
broke. Now I didn't have money, so now the unhappiness started to become even more. So I realized I needed to have a plan before I actually just left my job.
Yeah, for sure.
But I just was like, I can't do this anymore. Just pull the plug, and I was like, okay, let me figure this out. So a real life scenario, which kind of I think plays quite well into this. I think in hindsight, I should have had a plan maybe. Although I'm not complaining right now because look where we are.
Well, but I mean, you know, they say everything happens for a reason, and maybe sometimes that fire forces you to do things that you wouldn't normally have.
That is true.
The strength or, you know, the fortitude, you know, something would be holding you back because you are in that comfort zone. My question would be, how bad is it? Because, you know, you have situations here where you've got a hardcore boss, but maybe that could inspire you to become more hardcore yourself, to stand up for yourself, to step up to the challenge, to make sure that you're delivering. Maybe there are reasons why your boss is being so harsh on you. They demand a certain level of success, but there's also a line where it could become abusive, where it could be considered bullying, where it could have a really, you know, tough mental. I don't know. How do you feel?
For me, I would. It comes down to like when do I reach that point of giving too much of myself? And I don't think any job is worth compromising my mental health over.
Yeah.
So I would choose A. I would stick it out. I would stick it out as much and as long as I can before deciding to move away. I won't just throw my hands up because I mean, there are going to be tough scenarios everywhere and you're going to meet tough people.
I love how you guys are rounding this up. I think Mzansi also has something to say about this. I think there's some great comments out there. So let's see what the rest of the world has to say. Joan Cameron says, A, because when I did work, I stuck it out with my boss until I was promoted and became the boss of my department.
Word.
Yeah. My ex-boss was transferred to head office, so we both won in the end.
That
Just
is
like
amazing.
You about, gee, stick it out. Maybe you learn from this. And look, she became a boss in the end. I absolutely love that.
Sure, man.
We've got another one from Mole Khanyane Dambuza. Says, good morning, Expresso Show family. I had to resign a couple of years back because I was unhappy at work. I spent 90% of my time at work, so sticking it out was not ideal because I was literally at work all the time. So I had to choose being happy, well, and stress-free. Take money seriously. Use the hashtag there. I like that. So that's a kind of point where I think it just got too much. My happiness cannot handle this, and I need to make a change. And I love that. Doing something for yourself.
I suppose I tend towards sticking it out because I've never had a job that was easy. Every job comes with challenges, a learning opportunity, but that's saying nothing about if you are in that really difficult situation where it's impossible to get on with your boss, maybe that is the way out. You know, ultimately you do need to be happy in what you do, but a tough one, man.
That's right.
Definitely.
Well, life will always come with some obstacles, you know, whether it is, you know, for people that is going through all kinds of scenarios. Now, the trick is to be confident in yourself and your decisions, and you can always, you know, put your best interests first. I think that's very important. Now, if you're a student and you want to enter the workforce, then visit Nedbank's Unlock Me website for a whole host of resources to really help you navigate your career and yourself. And you can visit unlock.me and it's all yours.
Indulge your desires. Be swept away by the fragrance of dissent. Take the plunge into impulsive spending until you find yourself deeper and deeper, drowning in debt. In this world of temptation, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
You know what time it is, and this week it's our favorite part of the Expresso Show where we teach you how to master your kitchen and how to beat the kitchen code, how to hack the system and save some time or money, or maybe even both. Now that's right, you know what we're talking about. It's kitchen hacks, and to help us with these hacks, it's Clem Chef. And oh, if you didn't know already, it's the culinary hotline bling! Ding, ding, ding! Yes! Clem Chef!
The Clem Chef thing is sticking. I still can't remember the caller that called in.
The first call that we had, and they were like, Clem Chef, I'm so happy to meet you. We're doing more of that.
That caller also said, hello, Clem Chef, and hello, Chef Ryle. So
Chef Ryle, yeah.
I was like, mix.
I'm just happy I made it in the world of chefing, yeah.
Right here next week.
All of fame. So obviously, if you guys have any questions for Chef Clem on all things in the kitchen, or you need help getting out of those sticky, foodie situations, then you can call us right now. Here's the phone. It's 021-110-552. What's happening, by the way?
Okay, so this happened to me, and I was like, we need to talk about this in the kitchen. So, you know, you can do spring cleaning in your home.
Yes.
Okay? One of the things
spring is here, by the way, right? Yes, it is.
Guys, I'm not ready.
I was still deep in July, deep in winter.
And now it's like, the sun's up already, and okay. But
spring.
One of the most important things to do is to also, when you do a spring clean, redo your cupboards, redo your freezers, redo everything. By decluttering all those things and having more order in it, you're able to kind of manage things better. You'll properly manage what's happening in your kitchen. And then you'll actually be able to use the appliances you have in your kitchen to its maximum potential. Okay. And one of the things that we have in our kitchen that is like the ultimate time saver, cost saver is our freezer. But we don't use it for like we can.
Freezer save you time. It takes so long to freeze.
I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so let's start off by talking about rice, okay? Rice is like, it's the base of so many, I mean, not the base, but I mean, we serve it, it's the most common side we have with meals. The thing is, reality, this is Africa. Load shedding does happen. You can have quick solution, maybe reheat a dish in the microwave, you know, that you had last night, but now you don't have rice. This is an amazing, amazing hack. Cook your rice, okay? Next time I make rice, make a double batch. Okay. Make a triple batch.
Yeah, why not? Make it for the whole week, why not?
Make it for, just make it, because what you're gonna do is get your little Ziploc bag, get your cooked rice and put it in the bag. Okay. Okay? And then, very important, maybe, okay, you would normally just label it first. Label it first, then put the rice in.
How often have you had that in your home when you open up like the ice cream bucky and I'm waiting for my Rocky Road ice cream and it's soup.
That's so funny because we didn't practice that. We just knew it was going to be soup. Man. It's the worst. At least it's not knitting needles. Yeah. Also, like, why is it? Okay, so you get your rice in the bag. What you need to do is you want to press it down nice and flat. The reason you want to press it down nice and flat is because if you can lay everything in your freezer and everything's flat, you can pack more in there. Whereas if you have this in a bowl.
Speaking about efficiency, there we go. I like that.
So it freezes, and it freezes in that flat shape. When you do need it, because the Ziploc bag is sealed in the top, okay, pop it in the microwave for like a minute, and it comes out fluffy, warm, as if you just made it. This hack is something that I live by, because this is also great for like a quick dinner, fried rice. Fried rice needs rice that's been made like the day before, something like that. This is the perfect texture. It lasts in your freezer for so long.
I live on rice. I don't know why I'm not doing this.
Absolutely.
I've been sleeping on the bag, man.
Sleeping on the bag. Okay, again, label it. So that's the date that's on there. Because you won't know. You'll get there and you'll be like, oh, and actually, no, it's like 2012. Which probably maybe still gonna be okay, but just label everything.
Quick question on that note. How long does rice last for?
It'll last about a year.
Really?
So another thing is very important. You want to pack things that you're planning to keep for a very long time in the back of your freezer. Okay. Don't forget about it. But the reason is, if you open the freezer for ice, whatever, there's a great temperature change in the front. You don't want to change the temperature of the things that you're putting in the back of the freezer that you're planning on keeping for like.
Another young tip coming through there. I love that. So then obviously if you're making, or you've just made the best rice ever, then rather put it deep at the back. Right. Because you want to bring that out for next Christmas or...
Oh, for sure.
It's something that good, right?
For sure. Talking about Christmas. Yeah. Okay, it's not a very South African thing because our South African Christmases are very hot.
Yeah, we braai and do random things, yeah.
But like, you know, Americans, they do gravy with it. But if you have gravy at home and you have leftovers, this is a thing, okay? Same thing, pop it in a little baggie and freeze it. Don't forget to label it. Those things come in handy so many times. If you have a bland stew that's just not hitting that point, a little bit of that gravy in there's all it needs to take it up to the next level. Oh, talking about gravy, soups, stews, all these things, they can be frozen.
Is that a frozen? This is
frozen
so smart.
tomato soup.
I have like bowls and buckies in the freezer, wasting space. This is
wasting space.
This is brilliant.
That's the thing. So if you end up freezing it super, super thin like this, you can just imagine how many layers of things you'll just be able to stack in the freezer.
I'm just thinking like if I had a big family and I'm like, okay, who wants soup? And I'll just be like,
just
yo, Johnny, yo, Peter, yo. It's just like,
and then they get it. They're like, what did they do with it? You're like, hey, that's all I got from the culinary hotline. What do we do now? But seriously, because you've frozen it so flat. Okay, think about it. Icebergs, we're talking a lot about it today.
Yeah.
If it's one big solid mass, it's going to take forever to melt. Whereas if it's a thin layer, it's going to defrost.
Surface area.
It's going to defrost. It's already starting to defrost. Honestly, it's been here for like not even 5 minutes. It's already like going, okay, that's that. Carrots and onions. You have no idea how much vegetables we waste every single. I'm putting my hand up there. It happens to me too. Okay, like honestly. Wastage is a serious factor in South Africa. What you're going to do is, when it comes to your vegetables, if things are beginning to look a little sad, okay, dice them and then freeze them. These are carrots and onions. Another thing happens, because you've diced your onions already, you're not going to cry twice when you bring it out. Something happens when it's frozen that kind of like takes away that pungency. Carrots and onions, celery, your whole murapwa, freeze it.
And I won't cry.
Time.
Hey,
we have a phone call.
Sure, I always get nervous when I got to answer this. Answering a random stranger. All right, let's do this, guys. Culinary Hotline Bling, how may I help you? This is Clem Chef's assistant.
Assistant?
Good morning, Chef. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning. Who may I ask is speaking?
Cecilia.
Good morning, Cecilia. How are you doing this morning? I think you are all the way from Cape Town, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Welcome to the kitchen. What is your culinary conundrum for Clem Chef?
I struggle with my putting for my milk tart.
Okay. So you're talking about the milk tart, yeah?
Is there something that's happening when you're making it, something that's going wrong, something that's making you feel like you need a bit of advice with your milk tart? What's happening when you make it?
I do need advice. It just don't come right. I don't know if I would get my custard or the little milk.
What? So it sounds like she's wanting to get that.
Custard, little flour, little milk.
All right, so I think it's like she's trying to get the filling to set a bit better and get it right. It's not currently doing that. It's a little bit runny. How do we get it right, Clem?
I'm going to do this so quickly. The part that sets a milk tart is actually the eggs. What you can do is you can up the amount of eggs that you're adding to it, especially your egg yolks. That's what sets it. That's what gives it its texture. So your chances are you maybe have too much sugar in there, not enough eggs. Keep the amount of sugar that you've got, add a little more eggs to it. I hope that was the answer.
All right, Celia, I hope that helps you all the way from Cape Town. Add some eggs into that batter. If it's getting a bit too runny, that's going to get it to bind, that's going to get it to thicken up, and that's going to get you the first part of this culinary hotline bling. Ching, ching, ching. We'll see you later for a little bit more of this.
Nourish your skin with Ingram's Tissue Oil and Rich Body Care range for 48-hour rich moisture. Ingram's, your skin, your brave.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, it's the 4th of August. We are just days away from Women's Day. This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on S3. Now, the late Ntozake Shange once said, where there is a woman, there is magic. And magic is definitely in studio today because we are guaranteed that with our editor-in-chief of, Modern Beauty, Danelle Weekly. She's here joining us, and also as we prepare to celebrate Women's Day on Monday, the 9th of August. Can you believe it's almost Women's Day?
Well, I mean, I can't believe it's August. It's ridiculous.
We are in August. It's nice to have you here. And I'm thinking of some iconic women that we have. I mean, there is the Princess of Wales, Princess Diana. There is our the US former First Lady, Michelle Obama. I mean, I think before we get into the wonderful gifts and gifting ideas, what does womanhood mean to you?
Oh, it's such an impossible question. I think womanhood for me is a combination of softness and strength.
That's the perfect way.
You can put that on Instagram as your inspo for
That's the perfect inspo and explanation for womanhood. Now, Dan Weekly, it is Women's Day, so we want to obviously spoil the ladies in our lives. We are ladies ourselves, so we want to spoil ourselves too. What have you chosen?
So, since we're talking strength and softness, I've got lots of things to soften you up. I've picked out a whole lot of beauty products. Many of which are super, super hydrating and nourishing. I think, yes, it's Women's Day, but it is still August and the middle of winter. So any bit of extra moisture that we can grab for ourselves, the better. A couple of classics on the nighttime skin front. So this is the new formulation of Advanced Night Repair. It's an Estee Lauder classic, this formula. Collagen boosting, nighttime hydrating, exactly. The same goes for the Lancôme Genifique, also super, super good for hydration and anti-aging. And then on the daycare front, there's this beautiful W Beauty range. So anti-cruelty, vegan, clean beauty. These are packed with amazing ingredients, all of them.
And I love the packaging that the W Beauty range has. It's clean, it's simplistic.
Clean. It does. It feels kind of scientific, which I absolutely love, and it looks beautiful in a bathroom or on a dressing table. It's packed with amazing ingredients. So these are all super on-trend: squalene, hyaluronic acid, all of those. And then these have also all got a polyshield complex, which is really good for staving off pollution damage to the skin. So love all of those.
Amazing. Now, when it comes to a gifting idea for if you want to spoil the special ladies in your life on Women's Day, is there anything you would recommend?
So if I'm not spoiling myself, which was all of those, I love all the gift sets. I think they are amazing little treats, and I think these are nice for a long weekend anyway, regardless of it being Women's Day. Fleur is a beautiful in-house fragrance at Woolies. It's floral and a little bit citrusy. The Belle Maison are all really beautiful looking gift sets. I'm a huge fan of little mini toiletry bags.
Me too.
I have one everywhere. There's one in my car, there's one in my handbag.
I love it.
them.
All the little things, you want to slap it in there, whether it's like, I mean, I even have like floss, like little miniature floss and like a little, just small things.
I absolutely love a mini toiletry bag, so I brought lots of those because I think the new ones are all beautiful. They're great colors. And I also brought a little bit of nooks because I think if you do want a bit of a treaty gift for somebody else and you're not sure of their skin type or what they're into, this body oil is something that we use for hair, for skin, body or face. And this is the new version. It's got a sort of slightly more floral scent to the original. So another goodie to like add to a little treat bag.
Amazing. So out of all of those amazing goodies there, which would you pick for yourself? Because I'm eyeing the toiletry bags.
I know, me too.
Okay, so we're on the same page. Are we gonna like just...
We're a cheap date. So we avoided all the expensive anti-aging beauty and we settled for toiletry bags, but I'm with you.
We don't need the beauty things just yet, but you know what?
We're already the magic.
Danelle, so nice to have you here. Thank you so much for sharing some of the amazing things. And we're gonna say here is to the strong woman, may we know them, may we be them, and may we raise them. And while you're at it, spoil the special woman in your life with some of Danelle Weekly's top picks. Rewards members get up to 45% off on Belle Mason products. This offer is valid until the 9th of August, so that is this coming Monday. So you can shop at Woolworths, available in-store, online, and on the Woolies app.
Woolworths brings you the beauty brands you love. From the icons you swear by to local favorites. From clean beauty to coveted fragrances. Your most loved beauty brands. Edited for you.
Now, Rudy Chalmers is ready to open his little miniature toiletry bag of fears and fantasies and let us into his space. He's been giving us a taste of his incredible new creative collective, what he is using to announce his considerable talent to the world. And he and his amazing little band are about to rock out once again with another tune titled I Hope. Bree, the floor is yours.
collected. But I know, baby, I know that you gotta take a moment or it might go. Who never really know if this is right, though. But I hope, baby, I hope. Hesitate, I don't like to lie, no. You never really know if this is right, though. You gotta take a moment or it might go. So I hope, baby, I hope. I hope to fly away and find a new day. I wrote to you a melody, please keep my heart safe. And I look to you, all this loving that I give to you, blind to the struggle of another man's shoes, lost in the eyes of my breakable face. But I still keep hoping, still I'm rolling and still I'm glowing. I keep going and they don't know me, but when I get lost I look to my home. I know that you gotta take the moment or it might go. We'll never fully know if this is right, though. But I hope, baby, I hope. I hesitate, see, I don't like to lie, no. We'll never fully know if this is right, though. You gotta take a moment or it might go. So I hope, baby, I hope.
Yes, man. Ah, keeping it right in the pockets. Right there, man. That is driving. That is beautiful. What you needed was like a club full of screaming, adoring female fans. All you had was me, man. I'm sorry, but I tried. I tried. You guys are amazing. I think we've been sleeping on this kid. Keep an eye on the screen. We've got one more performance coming your way. A big round of applause for an outstanding performance at 8:30 in the morning. Beautiful.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, welcome back, beautiful souls. We're still live right here on S3, opening up and serving you with all the tips that you need when it comes to your culinary conundrums or any of the kitchen issues that you might have. Because why? It's the culinary hotline bling! Ching, 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 ching.
Was that loud? Was that loud?
Well, it wasn't loud enough. Let's do it again. It's the culinary hotline bling. Ching, ching, ching. Yeah. That's how you do it, Clem. All right, so we were doing something epic, such beautiful space-saving tips that you came through on that first segment, which I've already adopted. I've already slid something in the fridge and the freezer, so what are we doing next? We're still carrying on with that because we've got something that I think is really cool. The fact that we can obviously do something...
It's called. It's called.
Is it called?
It's called.
Let's do this. Culinary Hotline Bling. This is Clem Chef's assistant. How may I help you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Who may I ask is calling?
It's Shirley from Plain.
Good morning, Shirley. What's your culinary conundrum for Chef Clem today?
I'm loving your presence so far because it's all about freezing and that. So I was thinking, what is the best recipe you can make stock that I can also put in my freezer?
I like that question. So the thing about, I always see this recipe that say use a chicken carcass when you're making stock. When last have you seen a chicken carcass? I mean, like, no. So what
We've moved on, you say, eh?
Yeah, no.
Just by the way, sorry for any viewer that didn't hear that. We're talking about making stock and also can we freeze it and what's the best way to do it, just by the way. Yeah.
So what I like doing is, especially when I'm making stock, I do keep stock for a very, very long time. I like try to, when I get the inspiration, I'll make like a big pot of stock and then I'll divide it and I'll actually end up using that stock for about 6 months or even longer. So by nature, I always end up making stock in winter. It's like stock season, soups and stuff like that. So what I do is I take a chicken and then I put it in cold water and I add my murappa, which is your carrots, onions, celery. You just gave it Africans morappa.
Morappa, baby, yeah.
It's murappa. I'm just checking the cameraman. Did we say anything bad? It's not a swear word. Okay.
Sure.
So all your aromatics go into a pot, and then on a low heat, what happens? You're going to slowly start extracting all the flavor of the chicken. So it's going to marry with the aromatics in the pot. It's going to give you a stock.
Yes.
Okay. And then once it's had about 2 hours of going, take the chicken out and then start reducing it. You're going to concentrate the flavor. Okay. And what you need to do is get it on a.
How do you reduce it? Keep it on low heat, huh?
Keep it on low heat, then it just do its thing, okay? Yeah. And you discard everything that was inside and you get this beautiful liquid and that's your stock. Let that reduce to intensify the flavor. Then get a big, I say oven tray, or just anything that's got a large surface area, pour that in there so it can drop down in temperature. You don't want to freeze or put something in the fridge, it's still hot. So drop the temperature as quick as possible and then you can freeze that in the bag. The last one, just very, very, very quickly. Butchers sell bones. I go to my butcher at Woolies. He knows me when I give him that look. He knows.
Oh,
okay,
meaty
cool.
bones.
Marrow bones,
yeah.
meaty bones. You know what's up. And sometimes there's a bit of flavor on there as well. But to get extra flavor on it, roast the bones first.
An epic bang for your buck as well.
Like it's literally, I think it's like 10 rand for like.
Sometimes I just like, just please take this. I got no more space.
Absolutely. You know.
Sure, get a friend.
That stock is amazing. And also, it's just like, you know, when you're feeling a bit sick, you're feeling a bit down, you don't have an appetite, or when someone's not feeling good. A bowl of that stuff is just like, what's up? And then you're feeling yourself again.
A bowl of broth.
A bowl of broth.
Yeah.
So definitely cool that down first to room temperature, get it in the bag, label the bag first, then get the liquid in there, pop it in the freezer, and it keeps for so long. I love that question. Stocks.
Nice. Hope that answers your question, of course. Oh, yes, the last.
Oh, the questions are coming.
Woo. Clem Chef's assistant, this is the Culinary Hotline Bling. How may I help you? What is your conundrum today?
Good morning, Chef. My name is Angeline.
Good morning, Angeline. How are you? Thank you for calling in. What's your conundrum?
If I freeze butternut or pumpkin and I want to use it again, it's very, very watery.
Okay,
right, so
I got you. I got
the
that
aliens
question.
that are invading the house.
I got that question.
Butternut and?
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
How do you freeze it? So here's the thing. If you're going to freeze butternut and pumpkin and you want to freeze it raw, the first thing you want to do is you want to take the skin off, you want to take the seeds out. You don't want to struggle with, number one, frozen butternut pumpkin, then try to take the skin off.
And the seeds?
It also goes to mushy. The seeds as well, just get them out, okay?
Yeah.
So essentially all you're left with is the actual flesh of what you want to what you want to consume. Then dice it then. You don't want to dice it afterwards because the texture just change a little bit. And you're going to struggle a little bit. It's going to go a bit mushy. You're not going to like it. So dice everything, all your root vegetables, your butternut, your beetroot, your pumpkin, whatever you are, like the carrots and onions exactly. Peel them, get the seeds out, dice it. And I love the fact that you brought up other vegetables because you can freeze vegetables with a low water content. I'm saying that, so don't go and try and freeze cabbage.
What'll happen actually?
It just goes, you know, Philip.
Okay, I got you.
Then you
Just
say
like
more.
whip.
Yeah, there we go. Don't do it. Don't do it. So
All right.
the root vegetables are great because they're nice, sturdy, hearty vegetables and they freeze really, really well. So I love that
All right,
question.
Angeline, thank you so much for coming through. I hope that answers your question. Dice them up, take the skin off and the seeds, and voila, there you have it.
Voila. Okay,
Yeah.
so I think we've got a little bit of time, so I'm going to do this like really, really, really quickly.
Please, yes, please.
Okay,
More tips,
so
please.
I'm not going to do the demonstration, but I spoke about it earlier. The dough that we have, we made this earlier, okay? All you have to do with this dough, and again, my philosophy, flat pack everything. Get this in a baggie, flat pack it, make sure you got the date in it, because this, after a year, you're going to be like, what is this in the freezer?
This rock.
And then you, exactly, no. Make sure you label it. It goes in the freezer.
Hey, no!
I love the questions. Go, 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 go.
Off. All right, let's do it. This is Chef Clem's assistant. This is the culinary hotline bling. How may I help you? Who's speaking?
Hello.
Hello there. Who may I ask is calling?
Hi, this is Widad speaking.
Good morning, Widad. How are you doing?
Well, thanks, and you?
Fantastic. What's your question for this morning for the chef?
I just want to add to what he's been talking about, these kitchen hacks. I've been doing the rice thing for a very long time, and it works like a bomb, because especially if you are a working mom and you come home, or you can take it out in the morning even, you know, then pop to uncle. Besides that, I also do my cheese. I grate my cheese, and I put them in Ziploc bags. I even braise meat, and I put them in Ziploc bags and put them in the freezer. And I grate tomatoes. And yeah, there's quite a few other things that I do, but I just want to say it makes your life so much easier.
It does.
What are you doing on that
coming
side?
home from work, and then you just take...
She didn't say a bad word. That was just the
I
phone.
hope we didn't lose her, but I'm wondering why is she even sitting on that side of the line?
She should come
Those
and
are like
visit
the
us.
best tips I've had for this conundrum.
She actually gave some good points. She said that she actually braised meat and she gets that into the freezer as well. So if you make a stew and there's meaty bits in there as well, you can absolutely freeze it. I'm using double hands because it's like an infomercial zone. Okay, but she also...
You call now.
She also mentioned the cheese. You can freeze hard cheese like your cheddar, your Gouda, your Edam, your Swiss. These things you can freeze in the freezer. You can freeze them whole. What I like doing is I actually like freezing them, first grating it and then freezing it. So what that means is it's kind of like, as you need it, you can break off those little sprinkles that you need versus taking it out and then adding it, like just, you know, working with a cold block of cheese. That works really well.
Love it.
They're counting me down. Garlic and ginger. Garlic and ginger. When you get your garlic and ginger, put it in the freezer. I'm telling you, just microplane it straight into the dish that you're using, and you're good. And we're done. South Africa, your hacks.
Zanzi, there you have it again. With that, thank you so much for coming through with those tips. We unfortunately lost you on the line, but everybody that called in, it's been an absolute magic session. Chef Clem, or Clem Chef, as they say, thank you for the tips. Thank you for the efficiency. I'm going to be doing this in Mzansi. You heard it here first. That's the culinary hotline bling. Ching, ching, ching. We'll see you next time.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso and just in time for one more performance. Rudy Chalmers is on his way to making waves in the South African, the international music industry after he recently launched his musical project, Fears and Fantasies. And his track, On My Way, that he'll be performing next, talks about his achievements and making his dreams come true. Rudy, I haven't known you for very long, but you've changed, man. You changed. You look good. You guys have been amazing. You've proven yourself already to be an awesome guy. So keep on that tip. But ladies and gentlemen, here is the man performing one last time. The floor is yours, boy. Take it away.
Showing my range and showing my range. I said I'm dodging the rain and then I'm going. Oh, they can't stop, the flare is overloaded. Shout out to Killers, he told the boy that he's explosive. When I see all these others, they really just looking hopeless. I said I'm popping, popping, popping like I know how. I might just rock it like it's still the show now. Oh, I see myself and I'm about to blow now. I'm deployed and cement. I might just be, oh yeah, baby. I said I'm bobbing, 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 rocking like I know how. Oh, I'm rocking like I know. So wait till I get on my way. She cannot stop it, baby. She's already grooving, she's already grooving. Oh.
Rudy Chalmers is on his way. Take a bow, you beauties. What a magical performance. So good having him here. Likewise, you guys at home, don't forget how much we love you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Here's to baking the winter blues away and trying new adventurous recipes to put the spring back in your step. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.